Boost with Tony Gwynn Jr.
I think the new rule should be you aren't allowed to ask any Big Five NBA questions if you're not watching the NBA.
Chris Ello.
You know, on the Skraby show, we go to the tough questions.
And Matt Skraby.
I don't think I'm going to win this game, guys. I don't think I'm going to win this one.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
You go, man. Your clock is ahead of everybody's there. How's Tampa Bay, sir?
I think it's good. I haven't been out very much today. I've been in the room mainly, just looking out the window. It looked like there was some storm. We got some storming going on outside. So I am actually, this is the one of the few places that we've ever been that the room is actually not big enough for me to set up the equipment. So I had to scramble to find a place.
Really?
They hooked me up with a little, hooked me up with a little room here. And so if it sounds a little echoey, because I'm the only one in here bouncing off these walls. So
that is so weird. I mean, because Tony, I stay in some of the world's worst hotels. I don't know how.
Why do you?
Somehow
they're
I'm
not
able
that
to,
bad.
I know they're not that bad. I'm joking, but no, yeah, that's crazy that you don't even get enough room to set the stuff. You do have to have a little room. For us, Skraby, you could do it in a tinier space, but Tony and I need to spread out.
Oh no,
we don't have the same technological expertise.
Are you kidding me? I need like 4 computers. I need everything going on. So.
Well, Tony, one thing about where you are.
How's Vegas, guys?
Yeah, I was going to say it's the weather. We're starting to finally have a cold spell here. The weather today is only 102 degrees. Yesterday it was up to 111, and I don't really understand it. So we've been here at the Circa Resort, both Skraby and I. And I know that when people think of the Circa, they think of the big swim complex outside. But I didn't even think, and I don't think Skraby felt yesterday, it was just too hot to even go out there. So I don't think we've more than left the premises for 30 seconds since we've been here.
I think we walked down Fremont Street for lunch.
Yeah, but that was still somewhat enclosed. But yeah,
somewhat.
It's incredibly hot here. But Skraby may have to leave the show early, Tony. I don't know if we didn't know this until just a few moments ago. The 49ers are actually here tonight to play the Raiders in a preseason game, and Skraby's starting to look into how he can get out of here early.
That is not true. I'm not looking to get out of here early. I don't care about the preseason.
You don't want to go see your team?
No one's going to play.
At Allegiant Stadium? You'd have a chance to see the beautiful stadium over there.
I would like to see the stadium.
Right.
Now that I have been uninvited from your trip to Vegas for the Dolphins game, I will have to go at a separate time.
You were kind of always a half invite on that. So
now I'm a half invite.
Half invite.
Yeah,
not even a full
it was
one.
like straight up invite.
Yeah, that was kind of a wonky situation. I got to be honest. I don't know really like how that all came down, but there is a chance I'm going to be going up to Vegas on that Sunday for the Week 1 Dolphin Raider game. So I'm hoping that get some tickets. I may have to do that. But,
I just got to tell everybody on the YouTube, if you 97.3 The Fantasy, if you're watching the YouTube, I'm sorry. I am trying to fix this thing that we got going on, but I can't fix it. So, Nick, just know you're on camera, please.
Oh, don't pick your nose, Nick. Everybody can see you. Everybody can see you. Well, the show's spread out today, so it's kind of fun. But I'll tell you one thing. Yesterday, Tony, I heard your broadcast. Watched most of the game with you and Don, and you were great as always, and Don. But pointing out something I told Skraby after the game yesterday, we talk about the term clutch hitting all the time in baseball. You very rarely hear the term clutch pitching, but yesterday was a series of clutch pitching by the Padres. I mean, every single time they needed to make a pitch, they made one.
Yeah, no, it was really a clinic of pitches that need to be made and get made the way that the Padres staff really took care of business last night. I mean, they were in some precarious.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought everybody had a hand in it, right? I mean, Vasquez got into the trouble. Oh, Skraby fixed the
I fixed it
YouTube.
finally.
Thank
Jeez.
goodness. All right, Nick, you can pick your nose now.
That was some. I'm gonna give myself some credit. I just made a completely new template on the air.
Good job, Skraby.
Thank
Way
you.
to go. You also interrupted me.
I don't care. I don't care. That was worth it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, Vasquez got himself into trouble in the 4th inning, right? Then he gets out of that. The 6th inning, Kyle Hart, 2 on, nobody out. He gets out of that. 7th inning, Griffin Canning comes in, walk, hit by bat, hit pitch. And I mean, you knew he was coming out of that game. He basically had one more hitter, and then they were going to bring Yuki in. But I give him credit, man. He bared down and he struck out that hitter. You know, that was a good bit of pitching right there. And then Yuki came in, gave up the the bad luck ground ball to load the bases, but then he got 2 strikeouts, and the inning got out through that. 8th inning, it was Bradley who got out of trouble, and then he had enough in the tank for the 9th inning. So clutch pitching. Did my conversation knock Tony off the air?
We are experiencing some difficulties. I'm going to take Tony off of the camera for now.
Are we on the air? Do you know?
Yeah, we are on the air. Yes. Okay. Yes, we are.
But we lost Tony?
For now.
Okay.
I guess we have.
Well, then you're going to have to respond to what I just said, which is something you already responded to yesterday. Because
I'll respond again.
I said the same thing yesterday after the game. Clutch pitching won the game.
Clutch pitching did win the game. So, and the more I think about Yuki Matsui and what he did yesterday, the more I'm impressed. That was a pretty precarious position that he was in. And he was able to strike out a guy who has been a pretty good hitter this year in Brandon Lau. So,
well, he got Horwitz first, and Horwitz
sure.
already had 2 hits in the game.
Yeah.
So, he had to get both guys lefty on lefty, but he made really good pitches to strike them out. And that was what the story to me was, the clutch pitching yesterday.
All right, I think Tony's back with the audio. We're just going to, right now, don't worry about the camera, Tony.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, Tony,
yes,
no big deal. I started talking about the clutch pitching, and then I went into talking about how great you were there for 15 seconds. I'm sorry you missed it.
Oh, dang, I missed it. Sorry.
I know. I don't think I can reprise it. So, no, talk a little bit about the staff yesterday and everybody coming through, and even Bradley going 2 innings. I thought once he pitched the 8th inning, I was wondering actually who was going to pitch the 9th, and then he's like, "Yeah, I got it." So.
I mean, it was again the Padres' depth. It was an illustration of the Padres' depth. I mean, first let's give Randy Vasquez some credit because I think he was disappointed he wasn't allowed to go back out for the 6th inning. But I just felt, the staff felt like they had the bullpen and the lanes, right? He came out of that game, I believe it was the top of the lineup. You had left, switch coming up, and Kyle Hart comes in. It gets a little dicey, but he gets it right. He gets out of that inning. Griffin Canning comes in, and listen, he didn't throw the ball necessarily that well, and I think Stam was able to get out there quickly and kind of change it up, because then Matsui comes in and he was money again.
Money.
In a huge spot, right? I mean. And then you get to the back. You kind of knew Mason was not going to be available today, right? It was a little bit surprised he was out there the day before, but nonetheless he was. And he's unavailable on Sunday. Morty Hone has gone back-to-back, some pretty high leverage spots. So, he's probably down. And so what do? Bradley Rodriguez goes 2 innings for the save, man. I mean, the depth was on full display, and it was a game that really makes the homestand a whole lot better, right? Than going 3-3. You walk out of there 4-2, feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, I don't think you feel like you couldn't be swept by Pittsburgh, and just the one game is such a big change. And I told Skraby, I go, you go 4-2, you can look at it as if you actually won both series, even though you didn't. You went 2-1, 2-1. So they hang on to their wild card lead. The Diamondbacks play tonight against the Giants. Giants are coming off an excellent performance yesterday in which they blew a 6-run lead in the 9th inning for the first time since 1958, which was incredible. But, I just like the way this team bounces back and finds a way. And Bradley Rodriguez, well, let's talk about two guys in particular, because Skraby was just talking about Matsui when you came back. When we signed Matsui, honestly, and this has been, 3 years now?
Yeah.
This is 3rd year. When we signed Matsui, correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, but he was signed, at least in my mind, to come in here and compete with Robert Suarez to be the next closer of the Padres. And we don't think back on that now because Suarez ended up grabbing the job and running with it. And Matsui kind of disappeared into the middle relief for a couple of years. This year, honestly, I am seeing why we signed this guy, because he has been great. And if it wasn't for Bradley, then he would have saved the game yesterday. I mean, he gives them another option, and the way he's pitched, it's been underrated for sure.
Just to defend the Padres a little bit, I don't think they viewed him that way. I think he was coming over here as the closer, from where he was coming from. But I don't think the Padres ever saw him as being competing for the closer spot. That being said, and I think we saw this with Ha-Seong Kim. By the way, shout out to Ha-Seong Kim with the walk-off knock out of nowhere last night.
Yeah, right.
He has gradually gotten better each time he seems to come out, and I think sometimes his pace and how he runs the clock down to 1 or 0.5 every time he throws the pitch. I think that plays into it, but he's been pretty effective outside of maybe year one where the command wasn't really where it needed to be. He's just accelerated that every year. This year, I think it's all kind of coming together. He fits in. He always seemed to me to be like kind of the odd one of the bunch out of the bullpen. He seems to fit to me well with kind of how dominant he can be at times with his stuff. I mean, he made Horwitz and Lau, who had a rough series in general from the Padres, just look foolish in those spots there.
Yeah, they had no chance against him. And Skraby was saying that, I mean, Lau's had a great year. Horwitz already had 2 hits, so that was big time. And then to about Bradley Rodriguez, and I didn't get to hear Stammen after the game, but my guess, Tony, because you said they took Vasquez out after the 5th, and I really feel like in Stammen's mind and Ruben's mind, it was going to be Hart in the 6th, Canning in the 7th, Matsui in the 8th, and then Bradley for the 9th. However, because Canning struggled, put a couple of guys on, they had to switch up. They had to bring Matsui in to get out of the 7th. And so I just give Bradley so much credit because I don't think he began the game thinking, hey, they might need me for 2 innings today. And then he started out giving up base hit. But the at-bat that he put together as a pitcher against O'Neal Cruz was a thing of beauty. And I want people to understand, I mean, Tony, I'm going to let you speak because you're the hitter in the group, but he threw him all changeups, every pitch. And I think O'Neal Cruz kept going, all right, where's the one? Where? And not only that, O'Neal Cruz hit what pitch against Mason Miller for a home run the night before? A changeup. Yeah. But Bradley just threw him 5 great changeups, and Cruz went back to the bench just like, man, he got me.
Yeah, no, he that was really the difference in stuff, right? That's Bradley's best pitch is that changeup. That's not Mason's best pitch.
Right.
Bradley's throwing his changeup at like 93 with sink. Mason's throwing his at 98. So it's a difference. but it lasts the night before plays into it. And if you watch, if you get into the weeds and you watch body language, you watch that bat. He threw him. I think it was the second changeup. He threw it in like in the same spot, and he got a swing and miss at it, but it was also diving down. It's a little bit slower. And that's in his head. He was night before, he just hit that pitch out to win a game. He got fooled on that same pitch. I think it was pitch 2 or 3 of the at bat. He swings through it, and he took. I give O'Neill. He took one of those pretty good. Like, yeah, no, I saw that. Like that's the kind of cat and mouse mental game. Like, because pitchers watching reaction, catchers watching the reaction, and it just wasn't a good sell. I think they knew they still had him if they wanted, so they kept going back to it. And they got him to swing at the last 2. It was really a thing of beauty, man. It was,
but don't you think
in a big spot?
Yeah, but don't you think? Because I love talking about stuff like this, and I mean, to me, this is what makes postseason baseball so great, because you start getting matchups in Game 2 and Game 3 and Game 4 that you saw earlier in the series, and you might have the same reliever going against a great hitter, and understanding that this really is a chess match going on out here. And so I'm thinking last night, if I'm O'Neill, or yesterday, if I'm O'Neill Cruz, I just hit a changeup for a home run the night before to win the game. To me, the last pitch I would expect to see right out of the chute would be a changeup. And I'll tell you why that's not the case, because O'Neill's smart enough to know they do their homework, right? They know who Bradley is coming out of the bullpen. They've gone over him. Yeah. They know that that's his best pitch. They know that when they went over that scouting report the other day, I guarantee you the changeup barely was brought up. Like, he'll throw this everyone, but when it's 98, it's only 3 miles per hour slower than one of his better fastballs, right? Or than one of his 101 fastballs, which is where he was throwing. It's not a big enough difference. Whereas the changeup, by the way, Bradley can run it up there to 100 too, so he knows that. He's like, okay, he's got velo, but he's also got a much nastier changeup that he goes to a lot. Like, there's no way he could have gone up there and completely eliminated it. But the difference is the miles per hour. I mean, we're talking a difference between 99 and 93 versus 101 and 98. There's a little bit of difference there. And I think that was all it was needed for Bradley last night or yesterday. Yeah, once he got Cruz, and it seemed like the other 5 outs, he was able to kind of settle in. And like we said, that's a big win. They're wins and they're big wins, and that one was one. And now you go to Tampa Bay and Cincinnati, and we'll see what we can do on this road trip. Skraby's got a bunch of things. Do you want to read that or when we come back? Because we got to talk about Circa and everything they're doing for us here. But go ahead, Tom.
Real quick. Yeah, we'll make sure we get to that when we come back. But for sure, this is the Padres' first. When's the last time they played a team of this ilk? Right, this good. I mean, I'm trying to think.
Dodgers,
Cleveland.
maybe?
That was, how long ago was that at this point?
A while. I mean, it was July 4th.
So this is the first
since the All-Star break for sure.
For sure. So this is a good little test for this ball club. It was funny. The Dodgers and Braves are playing this weekend. I know we got to go to break, but I made the point to the Atlanta station I was on earlier this week that it might be a good thing that they're getting ready to face a team like this, because it kind of sharpens, because I think Atlanta kind of lost a few games. They were looking a little ragged. You get a good team that you're getting ready to match up. Everybody knows it. It kind of sharpens you a little bit. So maybe the same effect can take place as the Padres get ready for this road trip. All right, let's get to break. On the other side, we've got more Padres. Plus, we'll check in with Skraby and Chris to see what's going down at Circa in Las Vegas. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
All right. Well, we got that first segment out of the way. And we are set to roll now. Crisello, Matt Skraby together at the Circa Resort in Las Vegas. Tony Gwynn Jr. sounds like he's at like a hand-me-down hotel there in Tampa, Florida. He's in a tiny little room, can barely move around. But he and the Padres are down there getting ready to play the Rays starting tomorrow. And it is going to be fun to see the Padres match up against a team with the best record in the American League. And that's not really been they've had it all year. So they've gone nowhere in terms of getting to the first place, staying ahead of the Yankees. Nick Martinez has been a revelation. The former Padres having an incredible year. And so it'll be fun to see them. But, Tony, we do wish you were here with us in Las Vegas. They're taking great care of us. And, of course, we're here to help them promote the big Survivor pool for 2026, Skrabe.
Yes, the Circa $1,000,008. Now, they have 3 different type of contests. And so overall, between the 3 different type of contests, $30 million is in guaranteed prizes.
30
and
guaranteed.
Guaranteed between the 3 contests. Remember I said I would find out what rake was yesterday and get a better definition for it. If the entries go above their guarantee, all that extra money will go to the prize pool, not the house.
So $30 million is the minimum that they're going to be giving out in prizes. Yeah.
The rules, though, you have to register here in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, but you can make your weekly picks through a proxy, which you can register with from anywhere. So sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere is their tagline. $6 million in guaranteed prizes for Circa $1,000,006, $20 million guaranteed to the winner of Circa Survivor, and $4 million guaranteed to the winners of Circa Grandissimo. So there is some major money on the line. I will tell you that the Grandissimo, it's $100,000 to enter.
Enter?
Yes. So,
wait a minute. That seemed to catch Tony's attention.
Yeah,
we're finally. He can go tell his boy, his buddies Machado and Tatis, and the 3 of them can get in on that.
Yeah.
They can't.
No gambling, by the way. That's right. No gambling.
They actually can't.
Yeah, let's not suggest that.
Yeah. So those are the $100,000 entry fee, and obviously that's most likely a pooled thing. But if you have it, spend it.
A lot of fun.
$1,000 per entry for Circa Survivor and $1,000 per entry for Circa $1,000,006. But you even get in the first one, Circa $1,000,006. The entry that does the worst gets $100,000. Which, Chris, we should sign up for that.
Wait, what? The worst entry?
Exactly.
That's what I normally would have.
Yeah.
I do know the Survivor pool has been a fun thing, and now they're taking it to whole new levels with what they're doing here at Circa. But it seems like it's something you can do.
Yes.
Where you'd sit there at the beginning of the football season, you pick one team to win each Sunday or each week of games, and then you do that all season and you win. But the catch is you can't pick the same team twice.
Correct.
And so you start running out of options as the season goes along, number one. And number 2, there's always that one game in the middle of the season where, 0-12 Carolina
Dolphins
goes in and beats 12-0 Buffalo, and everybody's knocked out of the pool. That's just kind of how it works. But anyway, we're excited to be here.
Now for Circa Survivor, if the single person wins, they get the entire pot. If multiple people do it, then it gets split. Last year, 5 people split $18.7 million.
Well, that's rough.
Yeah,
that's rough.
It's like winning the lottery without, with it not being over $1 billion.
Well, a couple of things I want to say. Number one, Derek, the guy who runs Circa, and he's the world's biggest Padre fan. And they do a lot of broadcasting or advertising with the Padres down in San Diego. He loves that Padre fans coming up to Circa. He's all about the Padres up here. And so we're always excited when he invites us to come. Secondly, I want to tell everybody out there that the man sitting to my left on the YouTube screen to my right, Tony Gwynn Jr., your producer, last night cashed in a winning check on the slot machines.
No one can see it. It's too far.
You can't see it? It's got a lot of numbers, Tony. $472.55 for Mr. Skraby.
That's right.
Took down the house
baby.
last night. So
it was great.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
very nice.
I even showed Chris the machine I was on.
What was it called? Kunga?
King
Kunga Koo or
no,
something?
It's not.
It's a really funny name. I don't
Okay.
know what it was. But
Chris just yelled Kunga Koo, and everybody in this room just looked over at him
Like,
like,
what is that?
this dude doing over here? No, it was King Kufo. I gotta go. I'm gonna
you
go
can't
take a
even
picture of that.
remember what
But anyway,
it was.
so I put money in, and I was going around to these different machines because they're like video games, and I am sucked into these stupid slot machines. But I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden, all this noise starts happening. And like he goes, Max winner, bah, 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 bah. And I was looking around.
And you're like, who won? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like looking around, who won? Wait, I did.
No one
Yeah.
was around me though. It wasn't like the movies where everybody like crowds around and
Right.
watches.
So it was just kind of a lonely
no. And then
celebration.
it said, "Would you like your ticket?" And I was like, "Sure, I guess I'll take my
Cash
ticket."
me out.
But yeah,
me out.
so I'm not going back to the casino because I've already come out ahead.
No, you've already won. Outstanding.
I'm going
job.
to practice what I preach when we talk about in the Daily Gambit. Do not gamble, or
You are
have to
gambling
gamble
responsibly.
I
You're
am.
gambling responsibly. All right, so we are going to talk some sports today. There's a lot of good stuff happening, even though the Padres are idle. One thing I want to get to a little later, we're going to need a little time for it, is this big story going on at TCU. Because we talk a lot about whether journalism is dead and whether we need to fight for journalism. If you haven't heard this story, the TCU football team has taken the credentials away from the newspaper that covers the team because they don't like something that was covered. And I think it opens a whole can of worms, and I think it's something that we need to discuss. So we will definitely get into that a little bit later in the show. There's some other fun things going on in sports, but before we get to the meat of the show, I have one question to ask my partner. Are you tired of being commissioner yet?
No, I fully expect the flood to happen right before the draft.
Floodgates today, yes. Because
You would think that I am assistant commissioner because everybody asks
they always
me
ask you.
the
I know.
questions. I don't know.
There
I'm
was-
not even on the text message.
Hey, listen, I love our guy Sammy, man. He had me like crying today because he was asking questions like we just invited him to the league yesterday.
Like he had never played before.
He had never, he wasn't in the league last year. I mean, he didn't draft last year. Like I thought he was trolling me, honestly, as we were getting close to the show.
I thought he
was
had
asking
you
these
for a
questions.
minute because it looked like you were getting frustrated in the chat. But all I know is that Skraby and I went to grab a bite to eat, and there was no exchanges in our Odyssey Fantasy Football chat. I got back a half an hour later, and it said 49 messages. So everybody got in on it because tonight is our draft. But so good luck to all of the people out there on our league.
You know what my preparation was for
Yeah, you had no
tonight's draft?
preparation because you're Mr. Cool.
No, that's not true at all.
Yes, you are.
I looked at the fantasy football magazine that's in our hotel room that gives me all the sleepers and the busts for each division. So
That was
At least
pretty
you-
strange.
At least you didn't pay. At least you didn't pay $12 for this nonsense.
For the
this time.
insight that you used to pay.
will you guys let that go?
Never going to let that go. The only
No.
person out of this show that cannot afford to pay $12 for something stupid is you, and you're the one that was doing it.
I'm still
great
paying the $12.
You're still paying.
Still paying the $12.
You're still paying.
Yeah,
Oh,
still
my
paying.
goodness.
Still paying.
That's
All right.
wild.
Well, I think we got everything ready for that, so everybody can be content, and then we'll get into the meat of this thing, get rolling along here. Coming up, though, we going to do our weekly MLS on Apple TV interview. These are always a lot of fun. SDFC came up with a win,
They did.
and maybe it's not too late to make a late run here in
Three
the
rock.
MLS. Yeah, that's a nice win. We'll talk with that, and then a lot more ahead. Chris and Skraby from Vegas, Tony from Tampa on 97.3 The Fan.
Ben and Wood.
rolling into the second half hour of our show. And Chris and Skraby are going to take over from here because, we're about to do some soccer that I have not been quite dialed in on.
Soccer is apparently a sport Tony knows little about. Skraby, you're feeling that?
He actually is the one who probably knows the most on the show about the sport.
You think he could fake it better than anyone. How's Michaela doing, by the way, while we have a minute? When we last left the Grand Canyon ladies, they were 2-0, Tony. Have they been back in action?
They have. They took a 1-0 loss to the Texas Longhorns. It was a very good game. They hit the goalpost like 6 times, but they ended up losing. And but it's going well for her. They play tonight. They play against Cal State Northridge, which I will be kind of tuning into while we're in the middle of our draft. But all in all, super proud of her. She's doing a great job.
Is that another home match tonight, or they?
It is. This is the last of the home matches.
I was going to say
4.
They've had a very cushy schedule put together there by the Lopes coach there.
Yeah, no, he hooked them up this freshman year. They'll head to Irvine Sunday to play.
This Sunday?
This Sunday.
Oh, and that's right. You're in Tampa, and I volunteered to go to the match with Skraby.
That's right. Take
Skraby up.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out our guest situation.
I've lost him again. I talked about that'd be fun to go see a match between Grand Canyon and UC Irvine. Women's soccer Sunday.
Yeah, you've already ditched me for the plans to Vegas for the game, so I am not going to make any plans with you anymore.
Yeah,
because I'm just going to get my feelings hurt.
That's fair. That's fair.
If you guys go, let me know. I'll make sure she leaves you guys some tickets.
Yes, that would be. I'll have to check in with the with
the
my.
wifey?
No.
Your daughter's team is playing some top teams.
No kidding,
like.
they're playing
Texas.
Texas,
Arizona.
Texas is usually they're good in anything. I would think, right?
I don't know how true that is. I mean, I think Texas is coming off of a tough year, but they're in the SEC. So anytime you're dealing with those Power 4 schools, it's a big deal. And so they've had some good showings, including Arizona, who's a Power 4 school.
Yes, they have. Well, SDFC is trying to keep its season going along here, and they got a big win over Colorado.
3-0. Yeah, I saw.
The other night. So we're going to be talking.
We're trying to connect with him. So.
Get our Apple TV correspondent. Now, are you back on radio for the weekend, Tony? Have you been?
I am back on radio.
To, radio duty.
Been back. Been kicked to the curb again, and back to with my partner, Mr. Agler, my other partner. Make sure you guys get out and vote. The radio, what is it? Rankings are
local radio rankings.
Yeah, get out and vote, ladies and gentlemen.
We promoted this the other day. I put the link into the chat. If you would like to find it, you can go to 97.3 The Fantasy. A couple days ago, we put it up. Also, just type in Awful Announcing Local Radio Contest, and you'll be able to find it there. But make sure you vote for Tony and Jesse. We got to get both of the TV and the radio crew as number 1.
Yeah, how about getting the sports talk show that's on that station number 1? Can
no
we
one
get that too?
Hey,
what do you mean nobody cares? I care. Nobody cares.
Stop yelling at me. Everybody always turns around and looks at me like, is this kid being kidnapped or something?
I have a broadcaster's voice. I don't think that's something I should have to apologize for.
It is booming.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We should do that. We need to make sure we put that vote out too. We need to be number 1 all the way across the board. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Let's
get on the radio.
Did you see while we're waiting here, Tony? Did you see that the Reds, after they rallied to beat the Giants yesterday with a 7-run 9th inning, it was announced that Eugenio Suarez and also TJ Friedel were both put on waivers. Now, I thought that's really, really weird timing. I mean, because Suarez hit a grand slam to help him win the game yesterday, and then you find out he's on waivers. But apparently they'd actually put these two players on waivers a couple of days ago, and the 48-hour window passed. Nobody wanted them. Now, in Suarez's case, if you picked him up, it would be $3 million it would cost you for a month, and he's certainly not worth that. So nobody picked up either player, and I guess they're both back with the Reds now. That just seems weird. Like, so they're going to finish the season as if they never left. But I guess
I mean, I don't know. This that's kind of the norm. Guys get put on waivers all the time,
Okay.
and if they don't want to have to pay the rest of the contract, usually they get through. Unless there's a steal in there, which usually you're not putting on there if it's a steal type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess Suarez he's been in the starting lineup all year.
I mean, it's not like the Reds are going to the playoffs, so.
Yeah, I guess they've fallen. They're 9 games back.
And I guess they tried to trade him at the deadline, but there wasn't very much interest. So This is the only move left.
Well, I would ask Tony the question, how difficult is it? Why is a guy that hit 49 home runs last year only have 19 this year? And Tony will answer by saying, I don't know. How did Cal Raleigh have 60-something last year and barely any this year?
Hey, he had 3.
I know. Well, Suarez has had a 3-home-run game this year also, but the rest of the year's been bad. So.
How did Toddy go as long as he did without him?
Yeah.
I mean, hitting is so freaking hard. I can't come up with a better term than that.
That's a good way to describe it. And did you see this? Here's my most amazing home run stat, I think, of the year. Even bigger than Fernando's, bigger, crazier than Suarez or Cal Raleigh. Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Oh, no homers at Toronto.
Still has not hit a home run at home.
Wow.
The whole year.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know how to explain that.
I can't. I mean, he's got everybody cheering for him, right, all season, and not one time.
That's crazy.
We're getting up on September now.
He was the most dangerous dude in the postseason last year.
Couldn't get him out.
Now, when he goes home, he ain't even hit it out that bad boy. So,
inquiring, I guess we're still.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We're not getting the soccer thing.
We're not connecting with him for some reason.
Any difference in the travel, Tony, to Tampa now with the new ownership? The little different carpeting on the plane, or do we know? Have they gold plated the windows or done anything of that ilk yet?
I didn't notice it, so maybe it's up there, but
yeah,
nothing stood out too crazy.
Are they on the trip, or do we know, or would we even know? They would probably come on their own. So
yeah, they would come on their own. I know Peter used to come on his own, so I don't know that. They would be on the team flight. They certainly could come. I'm sure if they wanted to.
I'd imagine if they wanted to. If they wanted to come on the team flight, guess what? Our old friend Darren Feeney would be flying commercial just like he did that one time. They kicked him off.
Darren probably is like, why did I run into him in the airport?
Poor Darren, man, coming home from Dallas that Sunday, and there he is checking his bag, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And he goes, I didn't make the flight.
Can we talk about something a little serious about the new ownership? Because I'm guessing that we're not going to have our guest at this point.
All right.
I was looking at some of the comments because CNN posted a video of Kwanzaa Jones and Jose E. Feliciano in the press conference.
During the press conference, yep.
Yeah. I've seen the video everywhere. I've seen it in Canada, sports sites, all this stuff. But the commentary is horrific
in terms of people are criticizing them.
Yes, criticizing them, and also just straight up being racist and misogynistic.
But
to say that she is riding his coattails, which was one of the comments, and that commenter got put in their place. And he was saying, "There's no way a woman could ever get to this point in life without a man." And
whoa! It's like that.
Hold on. It was some idiot.
Okay.
Hold on. Number one, they're in it together. They each had to come up with the money. And number two, a woman does not need a man to be able to buy something nice, okay? And I'm tired of you,
Skraby.
I'm tired of it.
No,
I'm tired of it. I really am.
With all due respect, we just had the passing of one of the most iconic women entertainers and business success stories in the history of this country.
Without a doubt.
Dolly Parton passed away. She built an empire. She built the empire.
Oh, yes.
But my point being...
Did she have a man with her?
Well, she might have had a husband, yes. But my point being...
You know what I'm saying.
Right. Dolly was able... Yeah, that's such a stupid statement that it doesn't even need...
But it
shouldn't even be recognized.
It wasn't just that comment.
Yeah.
And I know that's the world we live in these days, and everything is going to turn into some politics talk, and it's going to turn into criticism. But, like...
Why doesn't... It doesn't have to, though.
but the amount of people that are mad at them because they're excited about this is also very hilarious.
Well, I
to me.
did see a couple of posts, Tony, about, the music that was playing and the fun they were having and the introduction. And I'm like,
crazy.
Well, should we just do every press conference the exact same where nobody smiles and you know what I mean? Like, what's the matter with having some fun? This is a great thing.
It is exhausting. It really is. It would be exhausting to have to be that person in life that you just find something negative about everything that's happening. I mean, Kwanzaa is excited to be an owner in Major League Baseball, period, as is Jose, period. And I saw some of the comments are in the same picture that I posted on my account. So it's just, I don't know. For me, it's kind of like, unfortunately, it's just kind of the norm, And so I don't spend too much time looking at things like that. And I'm 1,000% positive neither does Kwanzaa in her position. I mean, come on, she just bought a team. Her and Jose just bought a team for $3.9 billion. I'd people.
Much rather.
I think
much rather have someone being overly excited than someone who just wants to make money.
Right. Like, it's just being a curmudgeon for no reason. Just, what are you happy about today?
Yeah, well, I understand that you guys are in a roundabout way talking about me. But
no, I was not talking about you.
I know you are, Skraby. I am a curmudgeon, but I do my curmudgeoning and then I move on with the day. And I do actually have a lot of things that I like. And if you listen to the show closely enough, you will hear me talk about a lot of things that I absolutely like.
For sure.
In sports and in other things.
Dolly
Parton is one of them.
Manilow.
Dolly, hey, let's just stay with Dolly for a minute because her passing is, we talked about it the other day, but Tony, I don't know if you've seen this. It has been 48 hours since her passing, 72. I've never seen so many tributes for one entertainer in my life. And I have been almost happy to watch them all because one is nicer than the next. And everybody says about Dolly Parton what I think in a great world we all wish people would say about us, and that is that we all liked her. And that is not easy to accomplish in this day and age. So
no, I mean, I said it. I said it the other day. I mean, she kind of really touched all corners of life and culture and different things like that. I mean, that's why there is a consensus that Dolly Parton, like, everybody was like, man, it sucks, man, that she passed away. Like, we all liked her. Like, she was just kind of the kind of person that I think we all could connect to in some ways, right?
I tried to pass along a joke that she told on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
I think you should do it.
You do? Because
I do. I think you should do it because it
might be a setup.
At first I was like, this is boring, guys. And then he got to the point where it angered me, and then I was relieved. So
it had a great ending, but there's no way I can tell it with the same charm, obviously, as Dolly Parton, because I'm not Dolly Parton.
Yeah, we get the gist.
But all right, I'll try it. And if you hate this, then blame Skraby for making me say the story. But let me just say, Jimmy Kimmel never laughed harder at a punchline that I've ever seen in the history of the Tonight Show. But Dolly Parton begins with his whole story about where she grew up, which is true, in the backwoods of Tennessee. It was just a tiny little old town with no street lights and the whole thing. And there was a couple of towns, her town and another one 4 miles over. And one of the little towns had a kind of a supermarket type shop place where everybody came. And one of the big things that they had, this whole town fell in love with, was a bear, an actual bear that lived in a cage outside the shopping mall or the market. And this became kind of a whole, and this is Dolly Parton with the whole friendly down-home thing, telling Jimmy Kimmel about this bear and how everybody in the town loved this bear. And it got to the point where the bear became kind of part of the community. And then it got to the point where people would come to the store and they'd buy food for the bear, and they'd go out and they'd give the bear food, and the bear would be like almost one of the people. Like they would hand him food through the cage, and he'd eat the food. And they started bringing Diet Cokes for the bear, and he would open up the can somehow and drink the Coke, and it just was.
This is where it started getting angry, by the way.
Right, so it started getting crazy. It was just the bear.
Oh no!
Oh no! Turn that down a little bit, Nick. Turn it down. So anyway, the Bears. It finally gets to the day where some jerk out of towner comes in and thinks, "Well, I'll show him about this bear." Takes a can of Coke and takes the Coke out and replaces it with gasoline, and feeds it to the bear. And the bear, to the horror of everybody, as they find out, drinks this gasoline, and the bear goes crazy, breaks out of its cage, starts running rampant all over the town, and people are, got to get out of the way, destroying everything in its way. And the bear starts running down the road toward the other town 4 miles away, and then the bear just stops and falls over. And Jimmy Kimmel goes, "Oh my God, did the bear really die?" And Dolly Parton said, "No, he ran out of gas."
That's it. We made it.
Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second number 1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero, never met a pitch he couldn't swing at, and powerhouse hitter for the Expos, and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, oh, yeah, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there.
Oh, yeah.
So good. So good.
I love actually playing the air guitar.
All right, so did everybody get the last line of the joke that the bear ran out of gas?
Yeah,
I don't know
Tony
if we
laughed.
got it or
Tony
not.
laughed.
I don't know if everybody got it. If it wasn't the funniest thing you ever heard, watch Dolly Parton tell it, because it was pretty damn funny on the Tonight Show. But it was a surprising ending. All right,
Were you surprised, Tony?
That was good. I thought it was a good, very, very well told joke there, buddy.
Yes. Crafted.
Didn't it make you angry when the humans gave it gasoline, and then you're like, wait a second, I just got angry over nothing?
Well,
definitely.
No, but just in the telling of it on the show, by the time she said that the bear fell over, I mean, Jimmy Kimmel was heartbroken. Like, and he was like, oh my God. And you could tell everybody in the audience was like, why did she tell us this?
Man, she held the room in her hand.
Oh, yeah, she did. And then she came up with the punchline, and everybody was relieved. Anyway, all right, let's get into hour number 2. Gwynn and Chris, Skraby and I broadcasting live from Circa Resort in Las Vegas. Skraby will tell you about more why we're here as we go along here in hour number 2, but they've got their big Survivor pool coming up, and want to let you in on all of the information. Tony's down in Tampa, where the Padres play the Rays starting tomorrow. I'll tell you one thing. This morning, good interview by our guys in the morning. Ben and Woods, Jeff Passan on there. And we're going to talk a little bit more about journalism's role in this whole grand scheme of things as the show goes, but because of that TCU story that's out. But, Jeff Passan has been caught in the crosshairs of this a little bit, Tony. I don't know how much of you've seen or from what angles you've seen it, but this whole notion, the whole notion that the Dodgers have been pulling shenanigans, and now they're checking into the ownership and whether, they've done everything on the up and up. And the whole investigation is something that'll, be happening out of our view for a long time, for a while now. But of course, Dodger haters are out there going, well, of course the Dodgers are cheating and the whole thing. But I've even seen people say that Jeff Passan has been out there like protecting the Dodgers by not really reporting what's truly going on. And they've seen people critical of Jeff Passan for saying, well, he said that every team can do what the Dodgers do. And that actually was a comment that got him in some hot water. So he was on with Ben and Woods today, and they asked him about that comment. And he talked about what he meant by that comment. And I think you Padre fans are going to actually enjoy what Jeff Passan had to say here.
Can I tell you what I meant to say?
Sure.
And what I should have said? And oh my God, there's a chance this is going to piss people off when they listen to it, but I have to do this anyway. What I meant is that teams, not that they can do what the Dodgers do, because of course they can. I want them to act like the Padres. The San Diego Padres said, screw the Dodgers, screw Los Angeles, screw the money. We want to be the ones to take them down. We want to face the challenge. Everyone else who's scared of them, you're wusses. The Padres' identity, guys, used to be that they were a mediocre franchise that was stuck in neutral. Now, after they've gone out and spent, after they've tried to win, after they've prioritized going for it, the Padres' identity is that they're one of the most interesting teams in baseball, that they have true franchise icons in their prime, that their ballpark is incredible, that they own the city of San Diego. And I'm so sick of people saying that Jose Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones paid $3.9 billion because it's a one-team city. No, screw that. It's because Peter Seidler's vision worked. Can we all not acknowledge that he built it and they came?
Right.
That is badass. And San Diego has been the worthiest adversary of the Los Angeles Dodgers over the past 5 seasons, precisely because they were doing what I, in my head, was trying to say other teams can and should do.
I think it's very well said.
I think it's incredibly fair.
And flattery will get you everywhere.
That was a funny line there by Woodsy at the end. Flattery will get you everywhere. But, that was a really well thought out thing. Now, if you don't like Jeff Passan, you're not going to like him. There's nothing I can do to change that. But I think he was I think he came from the heart there, Tony. And what he said, we've actually on this show tried to pass along to the fans out there. We're not paid by the Padres to say nice things. But the fact that our organization here, the team that we follow, has gone and done what they've done to try to take down the Dodgers is not something that should not be appreciated. And I think a lot of times people look at it and say, well, we're risking our future. We're doing this, we're doing that. What the Padres are doing, what Jeff Passan says, is what more teams should be doing, and I don't think he's wrong.
Yeah, listen, I think when Padre fans pull themselves out of the everydayness of the season, I think they are very appreciative of where this team is at.
Yeah.
Compared to what they've had to watch. I really do believe that. I think, we often get frustrated and talk about, the chatter around the moves of everyday baseball. But I think ultimately when most Padre fans pull themselves out of the season and just kind of look at it from like a 20,000 foot view, they're like, this is way better than it used to be, no doubt. And that doesn't mean that they don't aspire to be a championship city at one point, because everybody out in San Diego definitely does. That being said, I think the people who have kind of turned on Passan are kind of the extreme, the extreme versions of what we have in a lot of other places, right? Like, you think first of all, do you know what kind of story it would be to break that the Dodgers, we're doing something? He wouldn't hesitate. None of these reporters would hesitate to bring down the Giant if there was something out there that brought them down. Not only because I think for the most part, all of them, and I include Jeff in this, that are journalists that care about that type of deal. But you know how lucrative it would be to be that journalist that actually brought them down? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it doesn't make sense for them to be in the pocket of the Dodgers. It makes more sense to be trying to take them down, if anything else. So I just never thought that made sense. I just think that's kind of the extremist kind of viewpoint of all of this. You know what I'm saying? You said Dodger hater, but I think it goes beyond that in some of that.
Yeah, before Skraby speaks, I want you to know, Tony, that when I told him about the Jeff Passan clip, the first thing he told me was, oh, he's just trying to cover his butt.
Yep.
So I'll let you speak now.
There's the extremist I was talking about.
There's the extremist you're talking about.
I don't have an issue with Jeff Passan, mainly because he is not afraid to apologize. He's not afraid to say he was wrong. He's not afraid to do any of the stuff we've said is a good thing to do after you do something wrong. But in this case, he did say.
What did he do wrong? Please remind me.
Okay, so he said months ago that all of the teams should be doing what the Dodgers are doing and can do. And so when someone called him out, he went back and deleted that tweet. And so that became a huge thing. And then he had to come out and say, yes, I deleted the tweet because it was a stupid tweet and all of this other stuff. So,
but he just explained in that answer there to Ben and Woods what he should have said. And but I give him credit. He's right.
Isn't it really convenient that months later when people
it's not convenient.
You bring that out?
You know what it is? This is what happens when you try to explain stuff to people on Twitter that don't understand on a far more nuanced answer. And he got himself into trouble because he was trying to explain it in a quick Twitter way. Had he been able to write one of his articles, nobody would have read it, by the way. And they wouldn't have figured it out that way. So this was the best way he could do it. And, because that kind of thing can't be explained on a however many words you get on Twitter at that time, he got himself into trouble. And it was good. Like that he when they say the cover up is always worse than the actual, him going back, deleting it, that's the thing that certainly put everybody's antennas up, right? Like if he would have just if he could have denied it and left it there and it had been brought to his attention and he'd be like, okay, here's what I meant, right? As opposed to deleting it, because now it seems like, oh, you want to try to pretend like you actually didn't say it, when really he could have just left it on there and just said what he said today and it wouldn't even have been even a thing.
I think he got a little upset because he was community noted by someone, which on Twitter, that's a fact check. So you can go and you can put something on the tweet that says that this may not be true, or he said this in a certain time. And so that's when he deleted the tweet, because he got fact checked. But as Tony said, he did end up saying, hey, my fault. This was bad. I think
the community note was money. Like it was. Listen, sometimes, and this happens to all of us, we can get a little too big for our britches sometimes, and you got to be humbled in some way. And even though it wasn't his intent to try to make it seem like everybody could do with the Dodgers, if that's how it came off, and instead of just saying, hey, I tried to be short here, he tried to delete it, and that made it look kind of crazy.
I think a lot of people took what he said to mean like he's just out there to be the mouthpiece of the Dodgers and to tell everybody what the Dodgers 100%. Do is great and the rest of the team suck. And what he found out is that by making it look that way, he wasn't necessarily representing what he needs to represent, which is all of baseball, because he is a national journalist. And I think that he is, understands that. And I'm a passing fan, and I'm more of a fan after what he said this morning. Now, Skraby, of course, is going to be the hater, and that's his right. I mean, you're saying he's just covering his bases. I think what he said is what he meant today. I really do. I do think that the Padres are the one team that has thrown caution to the wind and said, look, let me put it this way. I think the Padres in the Brewers situation would have traded for Mizorowski at the deadline. But the Brewers didn't. So that's just a difference in the way you're doing things. But I think the Padres would have gone all in right there had they been in that same position. And I appreciate the Padres for doing it. I hope one day it ends up where they topple the Dodgers and we're all able to celebrate that fact.
I didn't hear anything you said because my got kicked off the internet there for a sec. But it sounded like it was money, though. I'd say that.
It was pretty good.
It was maybe one of the best things that's ever been said on the show.
Best thing I've ever said. Basically, what I said, Tony, is if the Padres were the Brewers at the deadline, they probably would have traded for Mizorowski because the Padres have shown that they're going all in. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And if someone's going to backtrack, and they're going to backtrack about something they said about the Dodgers, and they're giving the Padres credit in this case, then I'll have to take that as well.
Right. As Woodsy said,
flattery will get you everywhere.
That's very good. He put it way better.
Very good line by Mr. Woodsy on that one. All right, Coney, quickly, I wanted to get your thoughts because Skraby and I are struggling.
Yeah, you said Coney.
Did you say Coney?
Did I? You said Coney. Coney, I need some thoughts. What did you say the slot machine I won on was?
Kunga? Something like that.
Anyway, what were you going to
ask? Tony.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
We've been discussing and we don't have a ton of time in this segment. Maybe it'll carry over. But the other day, Pat Murphy pulled out his rookie shortstop, Cooper Pratt, for not hustling to first base on a ball that I think what happened was it was hit down the right field line. Pratt initially thought it was going to go foul. By the time it went fair, he started to run, and now he was stuck. Murphy pulled him right out of the game, said afterwards, that's not acceptable, blah, blah, blah. And even Cooper Pratt said after the game, not acceptable, won't happen again. I deserved it. And so we have been talking about it because I have made such a big deal, and it's just me, I admit. I have made such a big deal out of some of the Padre players, notably Manny and Fernando, not running out every single play. So the question that Skraby and I have been trying to figure out is what is the difference, and is there a difference, should there be a difference between what happened with Cooper Pratt and with, the Padres and the way these guys on certain outs just kind of jog up the line?
So I think if we're going to have this conversation, what were you talking about?
I said Manny and Fernando.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say that? I didn't hear you say that.
I know you're going in and out, unfortunately.
I would say that The answer to that question is no. There isn't a difference, and I would give. I don't know that I give Pat a ton of credit for taking out the rookie who didn't run out a ball. Now, if he took out Yelich for not running out of ball, that might be something. Or
See,
if he
here's a
took out
different
maybe,
angle, right?
you know, if he took out Jackson Cherry, of course you want to set that tone for the rookie. Like, that's not how we're going to do things. But hopefully he has, everybody kind of doing the same thing. But we all know that's not how it works everywhere, right? Like the Padres, and you mentioned Manny, you mentioned Toddy, that sometimes they don't run it out. And the reality of that is everybody can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a problem when the other teammates begin to think it's a problem. Yeah, honestly, that's really how it goes. If the rest of the team don't really trip about it, it's not a big deal to them. They understand it. It's not going to be a big deal. Doesn't mean you got 26 guys doing it. They just are willing and okay with it being down that way. And I think the problem happens when the consistency isn't there. Now, if you're going to play that card, you got to play that card all the time, because the moment, a Cherio, a Contreras, a Yelich, the moment they don't run and you don't keep that same energy, now in that locker room, it's like, I got chewed out and taken out the game when I didn't do it. And it just starts to really eat at the team kind of bond that you have.
What an interesting way of looking at this.
And it's unique to it's unique to each team. And that's just the reality. And your job as a manager is to figure out where you want your line to be, how you're going to enforce it. And, if you can get on the same page with everybody, it could be different, like it is here in San Diego, like it is in St. Louis versus maybe Los Angeles versus Milwaukee. It's all going to be different based on the personalities and the tone you've set early. Remember, this unit here in San Diego has been here for a while, right? The nucleus of this team is kind of built where it's at, and everything else is built around that. And so I think it's hard to compare a Padres roster and situation and Craig Stammet to what the Brewers got going over in Milwaukee with Pat Murphy and that group.
Well, I tell you one thing. I really appreciated your breakdown of that, because that was not the breakdown neither Skraby or I went toward. And I also want to explain that when Manny and Fernando, they run obviously when they have to, and there's nobody suggesting otherwise. I also feel that I am not necessarily in the majority for being somebody that is, quote, bothered by that.
You are not in the majority.
I know.
I'll tell you that.
So I think most of the fans are more than willing to accept and love Manny and Fernando for who they are. So I want to get that be clear. This is not something that is a major issue apparently anywhere except maybe in my mind. So, maybe I'm the one overdoing it.
I promise you it would be different depending on where you're at, right? If you're in Atlanta, you get the sense that they don't get down that way. You've seen Ronald Acuna be taken out and things of that nature in the past. I don't know if Walt Weiss is going to do the same thing, but I would assume so. It's kind of the way they've gone about it. It's just going to be different everywhere you go.
Well, I also think you brought up a very good point in Pat Murphy, who is a two-time manager of the year, but a whole lot easier to make that grandstand move with a rookie than if he did it to Christian Yelich. That would be a whole different world. And so I think it's, something that needs to be factored into this. All right, very good. We'll take a break. More Gwynn and Chris coming up. Cattell Marte. Did you see him at the casino here last night,
I
Skraby?
did not.
Oh, he's not here, but
no, we're getting some more information about
we're getting some more.
what
Okay.
happened.
All right, we'll share some of that with you and a lot more Gwynn and
The
Chris.
GM said he's got some splaining to do.
Well, let's we'll help him see what he can come up with.
Tony,
Much more.
Tony, I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony,
I see the corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly.
Harbaugh.
I'm not sure where he went. I might text him to see if he's okay here in a second.
Hope he didn't. Yeah.
Did you think he fell in the shower?
Well, I hope he didn't meet with foul play.
You think he met with foul play in our commercial break?
I don't know.
I mean, he is in New York City. So.
He's in New York City. It could be. You never know.
All right, we'll just go forward.
We're just going to go forward without Tony. I'm sure he'll rejoin us when he gets a moment.
Everybody stare at that box in the top right corner because it's just the corner of his room.
I'm going to look now. I'm kind of intrigued.
Oh, someone says maybe he's in the bathroom. I don't know.
He's been known to go there. As have all of us, frankly, but him more than most.
Over under, Tony just forgot that he was doing the show.
That's not nice. Yeah, so maybe that's what they're thinking.
You know what just hit me, Chris?
No.
What if Tony went out to get like ice or something and he forgot his room key?
That is something
Very
that he
possible.
is more than capable of doing.
Because he would never be gone this late, this long, with knowing that he was on the show.
No kidding, man. We took a commercial break like 5 minutes ago, and he has not returned.
I'm going to text him.
Like, are you out in the hall trying to get into your room right now?
Everything okay?
Oh, no. This
Question mark.
is scaring me. No. Did you hear back from Tony yet?
No, I'm thinking
something.
I'm thinking he locked himself out. He doesn't have his phone because it's in the room, so he's down at the front desk or something. I
don't know. I'm sure there's a story in here somewhere.
There's definitely got to be a
air.
story. Anyway. I was very concerned about Tony, and I took him off the screen because he's not back. I guarantee you he got locked out of his room.
I don't think you're wrong because that makes sense. But how far away is the lobby? Of course, the New York hotel, it could be one of those ones where you got to wait a while to get up to the...
And he's just sitting in line. I don't know why I find this so funny, but it is.
Well, it's funny if he comes back with a funny story.
Yeah, like
it's
I locked myself
funny.
out.
It's not funny if he fell and hit his head somewhere and we don't know where he is. That's not funny.
Of course, that's not funny.
He's obviously not with his phone because he hasn't gotten back to us.
Has Tony locked himself out before? Not during the show, but I'm sure he has at one point in his life.
Of all people, Tony would certainly seem to be one who would do it.
Oh, August also says, Clinton said, got to use the key card for the elevator too. So maybe he's just stuck.
Can't even get down? No, you don't need the key card to go down.
Okay.
You only need those to go up. You should be able to get down to the lobby to say, hey, I locked myself out. In New York City. But if we do, can you go to the Padre Hotel and knock on Tony's door? We don't know where he is still.
No.
Still hasn't come back.
And I turned on
It's been 20 minutes now.
I know. Now I'm starting to get a little worried.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
What
happened?
I don't know. I would call the front desk of the hotel, but I have no idea where they're staying.
I don't know where they're staying either. And when you sent him a text and said, is everything all right? We have not heard back from him. He is still not back in his room.
I bet you he is standing in line in the lobby as we speak.
Trying to get his key back.
Someone said text Jesse or Dave. And
it's really not a bad idea. Maybe at the next break, though.
Yes.
If we get to the next break, we got to text those guys so that they can go make sure he's okay. Because I don't know where he is. It's crazy.
Dave Marcus is probably the one to text.
We'll text Dave.
Because he's, Jesse could be doing anything, but Dave's always there ready to go.
You're trying to say Dave has a ho-hum life and he'd just be sitting around waiting for a text, whereas Jesse might be busy? Is that what you're...
Dave's been doing this job for like 30 years. I don't think the what is the word I'm looking for? Never mind.
All right. Well, there's certainly an explanation, but we don't have it yet.
Text Scan. I don't know Scan well enough to text him.
We're going to text Dave if this gets to the top of the hour, and we still don't have a Tony Gwynn Jr. sighting. All right, do we just go to traffic like it's normal behavior time? I mean, it just seems weird.
We got to move on with the show.
Show must go on?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the really, really weird and ugly next here after traffic. It's with less enthusiasm than usual that we embark on the good, the bad, and the ugly for week 2, Skrabe.
I'm going to try not to worry too much.
I'm going to try not to worry also. I'm not necessarily the worrying type.
I'm not either.
But, I'm intrigued now at this point. Like it's with this long pass to Devontae Smith.
He's back!
Helped put him there.
Hold on. He's back, everybody.
Stop everything.
I literally, we went to commercial break. I laid on the bed, and then I just fell asleep.
He's back! I never even considered it! I never even considered it.
Tony, you care to,
Tony, I don't know where Tony went.
Because Tony,
I see the corner of his room.
Oh, well, hopefully he'll be back shortly. Harbaugh.
I'm not sure where he went. I might text him to see if he's okay here in a second.
Hope he didn't. Yeah.
Did you think he fell in the shower?
Well, I hope he didn't meet with foul play.
You think he met with foul play in our commercial break?
I don't know.
I mean, he is in New York City. So.
He's in New York City. It could be. You never know.
All right, we'll just go forward.
We're just going to go forward without Tony. I'm sure he'll rejoin us when he gets a moment.
Everybody stare at that box in the top right corner because it's just the corner of his room.
I'm going to look now. I'm kind of intrigued.
Oh, someone says maybe he's in the bathroom. I don't know.
He's been known to go there. As have all of us, frankly, but him more than most.
Over, under, Tony.
326 in Vegas. It's 326 in Vegas, right? Same time zone as San Diego, correct?
Same time, and the temperature's pretty close to that. So.
Yeah, no kidding.
320. It's actually not.
Get out of here! It's not doable.
I'd rather be here than at home. With the weather.
I will say, I did check in with Lori today, and she said it's the humidity is just totally crazy for San Diego.
It is
right now.
I know. I said this yesterday. I just sweat uncontrollably. Tony,
I know we keep.
So shall we talk about Ketel Marte? I mean,
yes,
there he goes. I didn't know. I didn't know if we lost you again. I'm sorry.
I didn't either. It just sometimes goes quiet. We're like, uh-oh.
Did we lose him? Let's talk about Ketel Marte, who we did not see at the casino.
So before you guys start, I haven't seen the new news
I haven't
about
either.
him. So enlighten me, please.
Skraby, you're going to break this to us.
So apparently, Ketel Marte wouldn't leave his hotel room in Boston to come to the game. And so Torey Lovello was talking about how they were trying to get in contact with him. They were trying to get him to find out if he was going to be at the game. The lineup didn't come out until about 30 minutes before because they weren't sure. But basically, I guess they had to communicate through his agent, and he is going through something family-related right now. Torey Lovello said that this is what he does. He says that when things get hard for Ketel Marte, he kind of backs away from things and he goes, I don't want to use the word hides, but that's kind of what he was getting the gist
goes into
of.
hibernation a little bit.
Yeah. Also with the casino thing, now Torey Lovello did say after the game that was a hurt. That hurt him. It hurt him in his heart because he's trying to help this guy, and there's no responsibility.
You know what? The way Torey, and before you continue, because Tony and I were the only two people, I think, maybe you two a little, Skraby, the only people that I heard anywhere that said, let's wait for everything to come out. We had a little compassion for Ketel Marte. And the reason I had some is because I knew he'd gone through some things before, personal stuff, and that he was an emotional guy. But B, the way Torey Lovello talked about it that night, you could tell that what happened upset him on a personal level, not just a professional level. And I think what Torey Lovello is saying is, I've really cared about this guy, and he should have just come to me and confided in me, and we would have worked it out.
Now, before Tony gets into this, because Tony, I need to add one more thing, and then you can take it away. The GM Hall, I'm forgetting his first name right now. Anyway, the GM came out and said
Darren Hall, I believe.
It was not a good look, obviously, and it's not something either you or I would have done. He's got a lot to do. He knows he's got explaining to do. And according to a team or a reporter, an anonymous player told them, Marte told them, you guys don't need me. I'm not playing well. It doesn't matter. And another teammate said, typical Cattell, just leaving. It is what it is. So there's a lot of storm brewing, Tony.
Again, and this kind of goes back to our previous conversation, right? I mean, that comes off to you as, it is what it is, but it comes off to me like they're used to this behavior. They may not like it, but they also are professionals. So they're going to show up and they're going to do their job, especially because they're still in it, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it sounds like, aside from going through some personal stuff, it also sounds like there's some immaturity when it comes to from Cattell. I mean, it's one thing to be going through it, but you still have to, attend to your responsibilities that you have. And
right. You have to be big enough to
showing
not go
up
to a casino. It's just not
right.
It doesn't work.
Listen, I forget the casino part, just like not showing up to the first day and it being they got to communicate with you through your agent. Like if I'm Torey Lavello, I'm feeling a way about that. Like I, who am out here in front of these cameras, having to like defend you, like literally defend you when everybody else is looking at you sideways. I got to go through your agent to talk to you. Okay, well, cool. Now I'm gonna feel away. Like, and so he's in his right to feel some type of way. But yeah, this ain't been a good look for Cattell, and he's probably gonna have some explaining to do to his teammates. Listen, he's gonna show up, and they're gonna want it. He's gonna do his job eventually, I hope. But that trust is a little bit broken now for his team. I think they, first time it's like, all right, cool, man. We know you're going through stuff. Second time, like, all right, man, this is getting a little strange now. Like, and everybody's not gonna be as empathetic as myself and Chris were to begin with. Some of them probably was like that, like forget it at the first tilt. But saying that they know it is what it is to me is like, yeah, I mean, that's who we dealing with right now. And so that's they're used to it.
Yeah, no, I mean, there were people in Arizona, talk show hosts, who right away just said you should never play for this team again. And I think that the a tad of clickbait. I don't know these guys, but I think if something happened to that degree with one of our guys here in San Diego, unless there had been a previous incident or something along those lines, but I would be willing to give that player the benefit of the doubt until I had more information. I think it would be
for sure
very loose-lipped of me to go on the radio and say, hey, let's say Jackson Merrill didn't show up for the game. We don't know where he is. That's it. Cut this guy. Like
second time?
Yeah. Okay, no, but we understand what happened before. There was a reason, and there is something with this player that is that has to be handled a little differently than some people. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong.
Yeah,
but I think it is. So I'm going to say even the second time, if I was aware of all the circumstances of the first time, I don't think it's fair for me to go on the radio without any more info and say, that's it, he's done. Now, once I got more info, then maybe, but I just didn't think it was right to try to get rid of him that quickly.
Well, what that is. That's just clicky-baity.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
that's all it is. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to get one up, and all of them took it. Probably, I'm sure
they did. They sure did. So, anyway, I hope it works out.
Do we want to wait for? Yeah. Do we want to wait for this TCU?
We can't
story.
Yeah, I think we need a big segment for that.
And we have one next.
We need a big segment. We might have to have a big segment on just college football in general right now. Because I've been thinking about this.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for real. And I wanted to, maybe I'll just leave this here with you and we can go to break and we can figure out when we can discuss it. It kind of feels like the whoever's in charge is almost purposely allowing it to decay the way it is, so that, because remember how we got here. We got here for because at some point we all started to look at it like, man, these students out here putting in a lot of work and they can't even make nothing off of it, right? That's how we started to get here. It was like once that broke, it was kind of like, okay, well, the levee has broken. But there is a part of me that it feels like they are letting this be as bad as it can possibly be so that there is some type of legislation put out there that kind of, puts us back into the box, maybe not as extreme as it was, but back into that box where it's controlled by the schools, which is where we were to begin with. In some ways, there's a piece of me that feels like this is just ridiculous. Y'all letting everything happen now. Like you can go play professionally and come back. Like, well, what are we doing? What are we doing at this
Tony,
point? So, I mean, there's a bigger conversation to be had.
You're totally right. And I'm just writing down like 3 things that popped into my head about what you just said that I think need to be hit upon. So we'll definitely do it. When we come back, I don't know who's throwing the break, but somebody is.
I'll throw the break. Let's get to the break. Is there a segment coming up that I'm missing out that I should know? No. All right, let's get to Gwynn break and then
the hotel at
that's at 4, right?
It's at 4 o'clock. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll get to that at 4. Maybe the next segment is where we hop into this college catastrophe that's happening right now. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
at Circa Resort in Las Vegas.
It is beautiful.
And started talking a little bit about the college football situation. We were going to get into the journalism part of it, and I think we can get to that later, but I think Tony brought something even up bigger, and that is just the state of the sport in general. So let's get to that in a moment, but first, Skraby, tell us why we're here.
Yes, we are here because Circa have 3 different contests, $30 million in guaranteed prizes for Circa Million and Circa Survivor. There is no rake. If entries go above the guarantee, all extra money will go to the prize pool. We're going to talk to Mike Palm, the VP of Operations for Circa, here at 4 p.m. He's going to give you some more information. But basically what you need to know, Circa Million $6 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Survivor, $20 million guaranteed to the winner. And Circa Grandissimo, $4 million guaranteed to the winner. So just go to Circa's website, look up that. But we'll be talking to Mike Palm here in about 20 minutes or so. If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's for authentic Mediterranean cuisine in Coronado or La Jolla. For dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com.
All right, so Tony brought it up about college football, college sports in general, but I think college football is the biggest, and everything kind of follows suit after that. And what you brought up, Tony, originally was it's always about trying to get these athletes fairly paid some money. And from there, it has just gone completely 180 degrees the opposite direction, or 360 or whatever that would be. 360, I think, is a full circle. So
yeah,
180.
180,
okay.
180.
I mean, we are so far away from where we began this. And now for lack of a better phrase, maybe the inmates are running the asylum. I mean, it's all about the players and how much money they can get and how quickly they can transfer, and, how many more opportunities are out there for them. And, now going into the pros and coming back to play college and all of these things. So Tony asked, is it possible that the NCAA is just messing this up so badly on purpose so that somebody else, and I'm going to say in this case it would have to be the U.S. government that would have to step in, right, and say, you know what, we're going to have to slap some rules on this and get this back under control. And before you out there go thinking, well, why should our government get involved? They have other things to do. Number one, yes, they do. But number two, there is totally a precedent for what you're talking about, Tony. And here is what the precedent is. Baseball's reserve clause. Now, does anybody know what that is? It's older and it's way before our time. But understand that when baseball was coming through in the 30s, the 40s, etc., if a player was drafted by a team, and this still is the case today, they went to that team. And that team owned that player. And I mean, Tony, they owned them. Those players had no free agency. They had no right to go anywhere else. They had no right to collect $200 and pass go. They had nothing, only what was offered to them. And it was completely illegal in the sense of taking away the player's ability to have any, freedom. But for what they deemed at the time for the good of the sport, the government came in and they put in the Federal Reserve Clause, which gave baseball the right to operate its business that way. I say without it, we probably wouldn't have got where we eventually got. Now, in the late 60s, Curt Flood started challenging free agency and trades, and all of a sudden it opened up, and now we're where we are 50 years after that. But there's a precedent here. And I don't think it's totally outlandish for the government to step in, if you get the right situation, Tony, and say, hey, even though everybody should have the freedom and the right to do what they want to do, which is what the players are now getting, even though that right should exist, we need to put some restrictions in order for the good of the sport.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree completely. I have no problem. I want players to be able to move as they please. That is the ultimate right. Coaches have been able to do it before these rules ever. So that's not the issue, I don't think. I start to see a problem when either I should say my biggest problem is now that you have kids staying longer than they should be able to stay, and B, being able to go be a pro and then come back. I think that is beyond the pale at that point, right? I can even get down with the 5 years, giving you the extra year just in case something happens. I think that's all fair and how it should be. But you go to a pro. The reason why the pros are so much better than college and in every sport is because they have better coaching. And so there's an advantage to go to there, even if you're the last player. There's a reason why they say the 15th man on an NBA bench is the best player every single day walking into any fitness, 24-hour fitness, because they're trained differently. And so you not only have an advantage, but you might be putting some freshmen in jeopardy here in the sport of football, at least, from that standpoint. So that's my issue. The rest of it, I'm cool with. I think it's kind of due, but I do think there should be some rules to kind of put some regulations on how far this goes.
Well, I don't disagree, and you're right. When you talk about the kid, for instance, who played for Kiffin at Ole Miss, then went to the pros, was an Eagle.
Daquan Wright?
Yes, he was an Eagle. No, he was an Eagle first. Then he got cut. Then he went to the Browns. But as Tony said, he didn't play, but he got 4 or 5 months of skilled coaching and training.
Yeah.
He's so far ahead now of every college athlete of that ilk. And now he comes back and he joins Kiffin at Ole Miss.
I do like what what the NFL did. I think they made it so you can only get drafted once, right? Like, so you sign, now you can't come back into college and then try to enter the draft. I think that's crazy, right? Because you'd be able to go get 6 months of that training and then put it to work in a college season and then boost your stock. I think these are the things that I think are getting beyond where we should be.
What do you think is going to happen now? Because the SEC and the Big Ten and now the Big 12.
Yep.
I'm sure everybody else that can.
They're going to follow suit. Yep.
They've all said, okay, we're not going to take any pro players. We won't let them come back. But the question is, once there's a lawsuit filed to say, well, wait a minute, it's our right to come back. So far, the courts have ruled in favor of the players every single time. So if they rule in that favor again, the kid from Ole Miss is going to eventually play for Ole Miss.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, I don't know that there's an answer to that right now.
The answer might be that somebody bigger has to step in and say, look, we got to have a few little, rules here that we're putting in for the good of the game.
But what the way they're making it seem is, what rules are you going to put in that are not going to go against the law at this point? That's the issue. It's not the NCAA saying it's the law that is saying, this person should be able to come back. So, I think maybe the rules that are on the books need to be better written. I think that's crossed my mind. Like, they keep running into these issues in the courts. I think eventually what's going to happen is there's going to be legislation. I think they kind of went on recess right before I think a new version of this one rolled up. Yeah. And so now I can't grab mercy until they all come back from vacation. But I do expect that they're going to do something. The SEC's involved. And the good old boys down there in SEC get involved.
Yeah, that's going to get his way.
That's when you start to move. You mentioned it in our text thread the other day about him being a politician. He might already be one.
I think the pecking order in terms of power in this country goes Trump, Sankey. I think it's right there. Yeah, pretty sure.
I wouldn't doubt it, actually, because the SEC is one of the bigger sports conferences in our entire country.
I'm pretty sure Sankey's right there. So, well, it's become a little crazy, and I still definitely want to talk about the story at TCU, how they banned the newspaper that covers the team from covering the team, and whether TCU had a right to do that, and what it means for some journalism going forward. So we'll get into that. But yeah, college sports is crazy. We this whole thing, with because you talked about writing rules. The WNBA is finding out about writing rules now because the WNBA wrote, hey, nobody can play unless they're a woman. Well, that kind of lackadaisical phrasing is now being challenged everywhere. And so
is it, or is it being challenged by Enes Kanter? I don't think it's being challenged everywhere.
Well,
honestly.
okay. Yeah, no.
Well,
right.
I think it's being challenged by certain people, but Enes Kanter is not helping.
He's not helping. But
all.
no, I'm glad you said that, Tony. I think it's being dragged and made a bigger deal of than it needs to be. And I think Cameron Brink, the player for the Sparks, who played at Stanford, and I imagine is a pretty sharp cookie to begin with, I thought she put it in very good perspective today.
Watch your language.
Watch my language about what?
Oh, what she said.
I thought, what? I'm not going to read what she said.
Oh.
She used some bad language.
She definitely used bad language.
Okay, but she was trying to make her point, and her point was there's way too many people that are trying to drag us through all of this when that's not where we need to be or want to be. And I totally agree with you.
It's such a stupid argument. No transgender players ever tried to play in the WNBA or is trying to play in the WNBA for that matter. So where is this coming from, Mr. Enes Kanter? I'm trying to figure it out.
He's been on Fox News quite a bit here recently, so maybe that's why.
I don't know, but
my first news. They'll have you.
I wasn't calling out Fox
They'll
News.
have you in trouble in a heartbeat. There. Pal.
Hey, am I in the wrong? Have you guys heard about a transgender trying to play in the WNBA? I haven't heard one.
I haven't either, and I think that's the crux of the whole thing is that there's not actually. I don't even really know how I can get into it with 30 seconds to go. But I think that's the crux of the whole thing.
There's so many issues, including that one right now, that we would need special Saturday shows to break down and really diagnose.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it all is. 4:00 hour. We're from Circa in Vegas. Tony's in Tampa. More Gwynn and Chris. in this weather, the stadium swims outside. So this would be the place you'd be if you were outside, but we're inside and we're in the Grand Ballroom. Chris Ello, Tony Gwynn Jr. is down in Tampa, and we're joined by Mike Palm, Vice President of Operations here at Circa. And first of all, Mike, that promo you heard coming in of the guy going, "Excuse me" and stuff, that's me. I actually hopefully can talk better than that in this interview. But anyway, thank you so much for having us. That's the main thing. I mean, Matt and I, every year that we get to come, it's something we look forward to in August, and it's kind of become, a thing for us the last few years, and we love coming, and this place just gets bigger and better every time.
I know it's got to be tough for you to leave San Diego. I mean, America's finest city, but if you're going to leave San Diego, why not come to Las Vegas? And, stadium swim's great right now. Sit in the pool, have a few cocktails, listen to the DJ. The baseball games will come on. You can watch all the baseball games. And the football coming up this weekend for week 0. So we're glad to have you.
Yeah, we love it. And obviously, we've talked to Derek for years and watch the Survivor pool grow and grow, and now it's you got all kinds of different events, and start talking about $30 million plus that you guys are going to be handing out. I think our listeners definitely want to hear what's going on.
I think it's going to be closer to 40, actually. Wow. We have the guarantees are 30.
Yeah.
Our Survivor contest, where you pick one winner each week, but you can't use a team twice. That's $1,000 entry. Get up to 10. We have a 20 million guarantee. Last year we did 18.7 million in the prize pool, and we're pacing about 60% ahead right now. So I think that's going to get to 25 million. The traditional 5 picks against the spread every week contest, that's our Circa Millions. Also $1,000 buy-in. We're guaranteeing 6 million. I think we'll get there this year. This is the 4th straight year we've guaranteed 6.
Yeah.
We've been somewhere between 5.7 and 5.9. So there's been a little overlay. We're pacing about 15% ahead there. The great thing about that contest is we pay out by the quarters. So the first 4 weeks, the second 5 weeks, the third 4 weeks, the last 5 weeks. So if you can get hot for a month, we give away $310,000 each quarter. You don't have to be 70% the whole year. And then the Grandissimo is the high limit Survivor, which is 100,000 buy-in. We started it last year. We didn't have any idea. We got 69 entries, already 31 this year. Same time last year was 19. So hopefully we can get to 10 million in that one too.
Yeah, that's the one Tony wanted to talk about.
I mean, in general, Mike, all of these contests, I mean, how have you seen it grow over the years? I remember when we first came out there, what was it, maybe 5 years ago now at this point? How has it grown over the years?
This is Circa $1.8 million, and we started out the first year guaranteeing 1.5. So we've grown that to 6 million. The remarkable story is the Survivor, which we started 6 years ago with $1 million guarantee. And we went from 1 million to 3 million to 6 million to 9 million to 14 million to 18.7 last year. And like I said, we'll blow through the 20 easy, probably 25 million. So it's really taken off. The beautiful thing about Survivor is
it's a fun thing to do. It really is.
It's a great ride.
Yeah, and I think everybody thinks they can do it too.
It's easy, right? Just pick one winner.
Just pick a win, yeah.
But usually, all the people that were knocked out that had Arizona against Tennessee on week 5, and the guys were Mercado's running in the end zone and he fumbles, and then you come back next year and say that can't happen again, right? I can't wait to get in next year. So new people hear about it and come and get in, and then there's people that already played. They come back and usually they get more entries the next year.
Yeah, I try to do the Survivor pool. I obviously don't have the, I don't think I can compete with these professionals. I'd love to try, but you always get to week 11 or 12, and there's always a game that nobody sees coming. Did people make it? You said you split it 5 ways. Does that mean that those 5 people actually made it the whole season?
They went
without missing one.
They went 20-0 because we have Thanksgiving and Christmas as their own week. So those folks went 20-0 and survived Thanksgiving where every favorite lost. So they had an underdog on Thanksgiving and I feel bad that people that saved Philadelphia or Baltimore on Thanksgiving, they were, more than a touchdown favorite, and they both lost. Like, you played the contest right, but you had a huge upset and it knocked you out.
Crazy. We're talking to Mike Palm here, the Vice President of Ops of Circa here in Vegas. Go ahead, Tony.
How competitive is this thing? I mean, is this only for the hardcore players that we have out there?
Oh, no. I mean, the survive. You will see more pros in the millions with the 5 picks a week, but the Survivor, I call it the everyman contest, Tony, because the list of winners that we have, and since I throw out year 1 because we didn't have the holiday weeks and 35 people split it, but since year 2 now to year 7, the people who have won, a guy that owned a furniture refinishing store, a roofer, a girl that's a student at UNLV was part of the CHOP last year.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
it's just regular people, a school teacher, right? It's just regular people because you only have to pick one game. It's not like you have to be so smart to beat the point spread on 5 games every week.
Mike, talk a little bit about what else you guys are up to. I know this is the big promotion, the big thing this year, but Circa's always growing. I know Derek's got a lot going on, and it's more than just Stadium Swim, although that is such an amazing attraction still to this day. Talk a little bit about what you guys have happening here.
Yeah, we just this week opened up 2 new floors of the hotel. When we built it, we shelled 8 floors because we didn't know what the demand would be like and how to program those floors. So we just opened 2 new floors we're calling Platinum that have higher finishes. So we're excited, obviously, about that. We're expanding the sportsbook operation. We'll be in Arizona in January of 27 with our mobile app, and possibly later in the year we might be, I don't want to talk out of school, but we might be taking over one of the books and one of the Indian properties down there. And so we're excited there. This contest will be bigger than ever. It's a fun weekend here. Hopefully you can come over to Bar Canada at the D tonight and have some beers with us from 7 to 9. Stadium Swim Day tomorrow, 10 to 4 for anybody that's in the contest. Hang out together at Stadium Swim. We're doing a blackjack tournament for anybody that's got 3 or more entries tomorrow night. We're going to give away 10.
Skraby wants to know if you can do one of those tournaments with the video poker machine. He won like $400 last night. So
yeah, those are
don't
fun.
Let this guy out of here.
Those
Don't let this guy out of here. He's stealing money.
Those video pokers are intense, those turns, especially if they're more than 5 minutes. People play so fast.
Yeah.
And then I have a panel here on Saturday. This is the 7th time I've done the panel. I try to take 4 people from different walks of life and talk about the upcoming NFL season, somewhat from a betting perspective, but we always have a bookmaker, a pro bettor, a media personality, and then we try to have a former player, coach, or GM. And Austin Eckler.
I was going to say,
Charger
we
fans.
saw Austin Eckler here earlier. Yeah.
For Charger fans, Austin Eckler will be on the panel on Saturday. That's 2 to 4 right here in this ballroom.
All right. Well, if you're coming to Vegas, can I just ask one last thing about the actual Circa and the sports book world? Because this really interests me. Because we do a segment on our own show called The Daily Gambit every day, because we understand that people love to talk about, the spreads and picking games. But we also have listeners who say, hey, you guys, you're talking about something that can lead people down the wrong path. How does the world of sports gaming handle that part of it? Because there is a side of it that we wish people could stay away from. And I know that means something to you guys who are making a world of it.
Look, I sit on the board of directors of the American Gaming Association, which represents this industry. And there's a lot of different topics, problem gambling, that we tackle. But I always talk about education. I coach my son's 12U hockey team. Half his teammates are betting on their phones as they get, first of all, 10-year-olds have phones.
Yeah.
And that's the sad.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, emergency. But come on. They all got each other's number. They're texting at
Right.
night.
Right.
But they're betting. You have to get to the middle schools and start educating kids about
Wow.
this.
Okay.
So we had a thing 2 years ago. Well, we're going to go to colleges. I said, colleges? Are you out of your minds? High schools are too late. High school's too late.
Wow.
And I don't even think 7th and 8th grade. I think that's too late. You got to start talking to kids in 4th and 5th grade about what this is, to understand it, right? To understand the regulation of it, to understand if you want to do it, how you do it in a smart way when you get to the point where you can do it. But to not address it, it's crazy because they watch their parents doing it. So, of course, kids mimic their parents' behavior. So I think education and starting to talk to kids is the right approach to this.
Yeah. We always say it, bet responsibly, and there is a way to do that. But there are some.
Everything is about budgeting. Look,
Yeah.
like 2% of the folks can make a living doing this, right? Let's be honest. And that maybe, and that 2% is 5% of the ones who try, right?
Right.
This is a recreation. People enjoy the game more if they have a bet on it. And more people today like to bet what we would call props. So that, Cronenworth's going to get a hit tonight, or so, stuff like that. Or Jackson Merrill's going to have a home run. People do that more now than they bet teams even, right? But they enjoy the game. with that kind of a sweat on it. Have a budget. It's just like if I'm going to take a vacation to Hawaii, don't I have a budget? I know how much I'm going to spend on the plane. I know how much I'm going to spend on the hotel, how much I'm going to spend on my food, how much I'm going to spend on my excursion. It's an entertainment expense. You have to budget that. You can't chase it because you think you're supposed to be winning money. You have to be at a budget like anything else.
Tony, I don't want to steal any of your thunder, and I don't know how long we have you, Mike, but
you have me until 5.
Okay, well,
I'm just being facetious, but
I may not need that long. But you brought up something that has become a thing, and we had a great article that was written in our local paper in the Union Tribune by Annie Heilbrunn. She talked to Fernando, she talked to Manny, she talked to Jackson Merrill, talking to these guys who are getting as bad as like death threats and things when they don't hit a prop bet. And that is not what this is supposed to be like. So how can we deal with that best? It's a tough question, I know, because there's some just lunatic idiot people out there.
The law should be codified that those type of things, doing that to an athlete, are a serious offense. And I don't know if it's a felony, but it's battery. It's awful. And so I read a poll, and I don't know if Annie had this in her thing, that said 81% of professional athletes said that at some point a fans confronted them about losing a bet they had on them. And I said to my friend who's a pro bettor, I think that number was low. I would
even more.
It's more. It might be close to 100%.
Wow.
When I really started to become aware of this was when the commissioner of the Mountain West, and you guys would know from San Diego
Craig
State.
Thompson?
Well, it was Gloria.
Oh, Gloria,
right? Navarro.
Yeah.
When she said, we have to do something about prop bets in college because these kids are getting emails and people are and threatening them because they didn't have enough rebounds that night. And I thought, well, maybe you should bar prop betting on college sports. These kids are, I guess now they're pro athletes because they're making more. They're staying in school because they make more than if they tried to draft and they were in the bottom of the draft. But it is a problem, and it's a vicious behavior. And so I think you just have to make it so that there's such a deterrent that people understand if you do this, you're going to go to jail. If you do something like that to an athlete or anybody, treat them like that.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you're absolutely right. Well,
no doubt.
Knowledge is king. And I think, it's interesting speaking with you, Mike, and I have a lot of stuff because the gambling thing is become a big deal in our world. And I think.
And you're in a state that really doesn't have it, but it's everywhere because you have prediction markets and you still have your offshores and you still have your local neighborhood bookie, right?
I mean, get into all of that, but I think 95% of us have it under control. But that 5% is what we have to sometimes keep an eye on. Mike, thanks for having us. One more time, everybody. Mike. If you're, get up here, get signed up at Circa for the Survivor Pool or the Circa Millions, and you can make your bets or your picks each week by proxy. But you want to get in this thing. This is, if you consider yourself a Survivor player, this is the one you got to be in.
Yeah,
right?
This is the granddaddy of them. Tony, have fun in Tampa Bay this weekend. I bet McClanahan over 9.5 wins. I mean, I'm not saying I want the Padres to lose, but I'd like to get this bet to the house this year. So maybe tomorrow we can have some luck with the race.
Tony's not going to help.
We'll see how that goes, my friend.
Say hello to Don and Mudcap for me.
I will do.
Great job. Mike Palm, Vice President of Ops at Circa Resort. We're here in Las Vegas. We have more to come on Gwynn and Chris.
For the most in-depth Padres.
It's always nice when you start with a home run.
No doubt about
and 496, come on. I don't know why I swung at that. Come on, pitching coach. Get it up. That's what she said. Go. That was almost like his walk-off home run. Ooh, that one sounded good. Keep going. Oh, 511.
Monster home run.
I don't know if that's actually happened. Oh, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Oh, wait.
That one is
Wow.
gone.
I didn't need it to go. Go. That one's gone.
His third in a row.
Where am I? Oh, the scoreboard disappeared. I think that's too high. Let me see. Scoreboard.
That one's out of here and into the
I
second
think
half.
I'm tied for second, and that one's going to hopefully keep me there and put me in first. Ooh,
5
even
straight
longer.
home run.
I think I maybe hit it. Oh, wait, no. That's me. Right out there.
6 consecutive home runs.
I was watching another one. Oh, I think that was off the end of the bat. Terrible.
Make it
Wait,
7
I
in
made
a
it?
row now.
It's Coors Field, man. Go. Oh. Didn't have a shot. Oh, I think I'm too far ahead. Nope. Home run.
Another home run.
Okay, what, 9? I was looking at the score thing. I think it might be a home run, though. Ooh, it was.
Goodbye. He takes on the bleacher
Oh, I'm in
section.
second. Ooh, that was a high pitch. Is that going to go? A little bit early. But it's gone.
That one's out of here. Now 11 home runs for him.
I'm hoping that one is. I don't know. Yes.
And there
I'm
we
having a hard
go.
time judging
Into
these
the
things, apparently.
bleacher seats.
Oh, that one just sounded amazing. So what, I have like a minute
That's 3
left
in a
with
row
13
now.
home runs. I'm still in second. Oh, that one. I need to basically hit a home run everywhere. Oh, that one worked.
That's into the bullpen.
Didn't think it was going to clear the wall. That one also sounded great.
That is now
Oh, wow.
5 in a row.
Yes, I think I got it. 16 with what, 36 seconds
6
left?
consecutive home runs.
Oh, is it going to get inside the pole? Yes.
Make it 7 in a row now.
I need to keep up. Oh, that's not going to help me at all. It's 15 seconds left, and I'm in second. I need 2 home runs. I don't know. No. This is only the first round, but still. Ooh, that one was stroked.
And
Oh,
that
495.
one's gone. Into
There we
the
go.
Second deck.
Take it. It's always nice when you start with a home run.
No doubt about
And
that
496, come on. I don't know why I swung at that. Come on, pitching coach. Get it up. That's what she said. Go. That was almost like his walk-off home run. Ooh, that one sounded good. Keep going. Oh,
that's
511.
a monster home run.
I don't know if that's actually happened. Oh, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Oh, wait.
That one is
Wow.
gone.
I didn't need it to go. Go. That one's gone.
His third in a row.
Where am I? Oh, the scoreboard disappeared. I think that's too high. Let me see. Scoreboard.
That one's out of here and into the
I
second
think
half.
I'm tied for second, and that one's going to hopefully keep me there and put me in first. Ooh,
5
even
straight
longer.
home run.
I think I maybe hit it. Oh, wait, no. That's me. Right out there.
6 consecutive home runs.
I was watching another one. Oh, I think that was off the end of the bat. Terrible.
Make it
Wait,
7
I
in
made
a
it?
row now.
It's Coors Field, man. Go. Oh. Didn't have a shot.
Hey, Gwynn and Chris continuing on a special program today. Thursday, free 4 hours here with the Padres off, and Skraby and I slumming it at the this is hard for you and I, to have limos and, beautiful hotel rooms overlooking overlooking the beautiful stadium swim. In fact, my hotel room, Skraby, is so high up there in the penthouse region of the hotel that I'm actually looking above the stadium swim.
Yes, you are. I've seen this. I've seen this, but
you got the good view.
When I woke up this morning, I just opened the curtains a little bit. Right there is the view of the big screen, and I just watched SportsCenter for a little bit.
It is the biggest screen I've ever seen.
It's pretty.
I don't know if it's it is, but this Circa place is incredible. If you've never been here, next time you come to Vegas, make sure you make a plan to come by. It's unlike every other place in Las Vegas. So we love coming here. Tony Gwynn Jr. is in Tampa, where the Padres and the Rays start a 3-game series tomorrow. Couple of little quick things before we get to the Big Five. This is something that matters to me, and maybe only me. ESPN announced yesterday that they are not going to have the bottom line running at the bottom during any college football game this year.
I did see this, and I did think about you.
You thought about me.
I
now,
did.
I love this because the bottom line is not the friend of somebody who likes to tape other games and then watch them not knowing the score. But what about everybody else, Tony? Are people going to be mad that the bottom line is not there?
Come on, Chris. Are people going to be mad?
That is Chris, what a stupid question, Chris. What a stupid question.
Well, that's what I'm famous for, Skraby. That's what I'm famous for.
Yes, people are going to be mad. But I don't think I'm going to mind it. I kind of like the idea of turning back the clock a little bit. I don't need to know you know what I will enjoy more? When they have the pop-ins and they show you who's winning, right? Because now
from another game.
A lot of times you already know something happened. There's like a what is it at the bottom is like update, such and such 77-yard pass to you won't see none of that. I mean, maybe you will, but at least the scores won't be down there. And I think it kind of brings some intrigue back to it a little bit.
I think it's good. I end up watching college football games often, and
sound off.
I'm not. I do that if Tessitore is working, sure. But
of course.
No, I watch college football game a lot, but kind of what you just said, Tony. I end up keeping track of the score of the other 20 games that are at the bottom of the screen.
Right.
I'm not really paying attention to the game at hand, and I think I think it's a good move. Let's get back to trying to get us to focus on, the game that we're watching. And ESPN's reasoning for this, I think, is pretty sound.
Yeah, what was their reasoning?
Well, the reasoning is that we've gotten to a point now where everybody on their phone can call up the score of all the other games. So why do you have to have it there for them? I mean, there's no need for the bottom line anymore, is their thinking.
I've been saying this for years that we don't I've been saying that scores are not as important for radio anymore because of what you just said. People can pick up their phone and take a look at the score. We used to
give a sports update at the top and bottom of every hour so that people could get the scores. If you really want to know the score of the Dodger-Braves game right now, you don't need us to give you an update. You can look at it on your phone in 2 seconds. So that's their thinking. Now, do you think that we could get there with the NFL? And the reason I'm asking is because when you watch a game on CBS or
I'm trying to think,
Fox,
do they have a bottom line?
They absolutely do. And what they normally, and I'm talking about the Sunday games, of course, but what they're running across the bottom is not just the score of every other game, but all of the fantasy statistics. So they think while I'm watching the Saints play the Cardinals, they think, Fox does, that I'm more interested in how many yards has Smith and Jigba caught for in his game. And so I wonder, would they be doing a disservice to NFL viewers if they take that away? You know what I mean? Or should they just go the same route as ESPN here and say, you know what, watch the game. If you want to see how many yards Smith and Jigba has, look it up.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I don't need the bottom line there. I don't need the score there, but
right.
I still like the dip ins though. Give me the dip ins. Let me know what such and such. If someone's having a big day, yeah, we got to see that.
That's good.
One.
No,
yeah,
that will stay.
But you're saying, Tony, to take away the bottom line, but increase the amount of updates you get from highlights and other games.
I don't know if listen. I don't want the game interrupted any more than it already is. So if they already have the amount of updates, that's fine. They don't need to increase it. But I just think those need to stay.
Well, I think it'll go over fine. I don't think we'll miss it. Although it is strange to watch games now without a bottom line because we've become so used to it. I remember, I don't know what year it was. Somebody could look this up. I'm not turning it back. I'm stating a fact.
I'm not turning it back.
But it was Stuart Scott and it was Kenny Mayne and it was the original guys on ESPN2 when they had the goofiest and kind of weirdest looking graphics. And ESPN2 was trying to make a name for itself and they put out the bottom line. And I remember thinking, what is this?
Yeah, Chris is a late adopter of things.
So was everybody else. I think everybody who saw that went, what do we need this? Well, of course we now know we need it. But when it first came out, I don't think it was a big hit right off the bat.
What's that, the bottom line?
Yeah, ESPN2 used to have, I would say ESPN2 had it for 3 or 4 years before ESPN ever started using it.
I think it started on ESPN News. And then it started on ESPN2, and then they created ESPN News, and then it ran on there all the time, like no matter what.
But ESPN took a long time before they started using it.
I thought that was what it should have been. Like that's when if you wanted to have like ESPN News all day long, you could go to that channel and see the bottom line and get it consistently. I think it was perfect for that. I thought they didn't need it in the regular ESPN. I didn't think.
All right, so now I, again, am in the minority. Skraby reminds me of this constantly. But I'm curious for the two of you because we probably – and then the listeners, think of how you do this out there. But if you play fantasy football, we all do around here. I think many of the people listening have a team or 2 or 3, and that's another thing we could talk about. But how is your Sunday afternoon normally? And what I'm saying is, let's say you have a Sunday where you're going to just be home all day, flaking around, doing some chores around the house. Do you keep your phone there, updating your score every second? Do you get your information on the TV in the bottom line? Do you watch Red Zone? Do you do all of these things? Or do you do what I do, which is pretty much not watch anything and then watch it all later in the day after it's happened?
No one does that.
I do. I do.
Yeah, except for you, I said.
Except for me.
Except for you.
All right, so what does everybody do? Tony, do you know the score of your fantasy game at 11 a.m.?
I have evolved over time. There was a time where I was checking my score like every 5 minutes. Like, even though I knew nothing could have possibly happened since the last time I checked.
Right.
And then I think as I've been playing fantasy longer, I realized that if it don't matter how many times you check, your score is going to be what your score is at the end of the day. And I find that the days where I'm not checking, I get better surprises. So like I stop checking.
I like the surprise part. I kind of do this too, where I don't look at anything and then I'll just look at my score real quick and see where it's at. And sometimes it's really disappointing.
But do you have
sometimes it's extremely disappointing.
Do you have a method like about halftime of the morning games? You want to see the score, or
probably by when the next game starts, like the 1 p.m. games. Like I want to see if I haven't already checked the score. I'm not saying I don't check the score a lot. I do, but if I haven't, 1 p.m. I'll get things and check and see where I'm at, and then I'll notice the players that I need to look at
Now, I know that there's a lot of people on a Sunday who absolutely probably have more than one TV set up in the room, right? That's getting more and more common now.
Oh, I'm a Red Zone guy through and through.
Right. So everybody, I think, has the Red Zone on one TV, but then you may have a game or two on other TVs. You might have your phone projected onto another screen so they can update your score. I mean, I think people get that crazy sometimes.
I'm not gonna lie, I was off of Red Zone last year. The commercials kind of messed it up for me. So now I'm back into watching games. Like I'll watch the game, I'll pick 2 games early, and I'll toggle back between those 2. And I'll, if there's enough games in the afternoon, I'll pick one of those. Maybe I'm watching the Sunday night game, but I kind of have gone back to the old school way of just kind of watching, and that's how I kind of follow the fantasy thing. Like I'll watch 2 of my guys, and I'll usually pick those as the 2 games, and I'll just watch those 2 guys, and hopefully they get off to a good start, and I can kind of calculate what everybody else is doing off on my own.
Now I can fix the whole Red Zone problem for you, Tony. You just
what you got?
Put it on a DVR, then you fast forward through.
Gosh. Gosh. I mean, you have to really, really try in this
for real.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I will say this, guys, and I'm not very good at very much, right? I'm admittedly not good at, like the mechanics of things and how computers work and, a lot of things. I'm not funny. I'm not handsome.
Okay, what?
Where's this going?
Excuse me.
Yeah,
bless you.
It's okay. What one thing that I am without peer in is not hearing the score of games. I think I'm just the best there ever was at it.
I am the greatest to ever live.
When it comes to not hearing the score of games, how I can make it to Sunday night at 10 p.m. and I haven't seen one score of one game. That is a miraculous achievement, I think. I can't pull it off every Sunday, but some days I do.
Yeah, those are the days I try to just stay away from people who like sports. I try to hang around people. If I don't want to know a score, I'm trying to stay away from all the people who I know love sports. Because I know they're gonna mess it up.
Everybody's dangerous. Every person is dangerous. Everyone. Could be walking the dog at 8 p.m. and some guy can come out. Hey, I saw your Dolphins won today. Ah!
That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start driving around Chris's neighborhood waiting for him and be like, good game for the Dolphins. They won.
Well, you won't be saying that this year. All right, more Gwynn and Chris coming up. I think we have our Big Five from Vegas. Tony from Tampa. We continue.
Over under 3.5 times for me to do this. Right now, this is going to be difficult, I think.
2 on, 2 outs. Lifted in
It's
the air,
just,
left field, pretty
fly
well
ball.
struck.
Not going to happen.
Brings it in, and that's the 3rd out.
All right, that's 1. On the ground. Logan Webb trying to get me to chase the sinker. Oh, man. He got me to chase the sinker. 2.
Nope. Ball 1.
I'm not going to get overconfident about my eye right there, because
2 on, 2 outs.
I should have swung at that, though.
And the count is 1-1.
Oh, man. Just weak grounders. Why? That's 3. So all you unders better hope for me to do it right here. Oh, that's not going to happen. That was just swung at the first pitch, just swing at the first pitch. So the unders lost, the overs won, but let's see how long it takes me before I can actually get past this. Can you leave those up more? This is what, 5 now? Just grounder after grounder after grounder. This is going to take me forever. Just gap one, please. Oh, that was... I went way too far underneath it.
And that's the third out.
That's 6.
First and second,
Fine.
2 down.
It's fine.
Number 4. That misses the zone.
I almost swung. It was looking good there for a second.
That one back up
It's
the
not
middle,
going to get me 2 RBIs, but...
Castellanos on his way to the plate. He'll
Oh,
score easily.
Castellanos, a blast from the past right there.
Single, a big 2-out
I
hit
think
in the
it's
game.
7 now. Come on. I'm better than this. Why am I swinging at that? Why? It's so stupid.
Makes the catch up against
8.
the wall in foul territory.
I gotta wait for, like, the perfect pitch.
Now it's this
Ball, that's in.
Trying to get me to go.
scoring position.
Why wouldn't you
Happening
think
number
this is
4.
my 9th try?
That's a ball.
If he walks me, I still don't win. Fastball. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? No. I don't. Okay, that's 9. At this point,
First and second, 2 outs.
12 and a half
Sung
over
Song
under.
will hit next.
I guess 13. Let's do 13 and a half.
Outside, that's a ball.
See, I need him to throw strikes because I lose the challenge.
2 on, 2 outs.
Why do I swing at stuff like that? I think this was the 10th.
The third out.
I gotta start writing this stuff down. Didn't think I was gonna get this far. Okay. That was we're just gonna say attempt number 10, I think.
First and second, 2 outs. On the ground, right side, and that's a foul.
At least I get another chance. Actually, I could have rolled
2 on,
for a
2
double.
outs. That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up. Try to
He's gonna
track
throw
the
me
ball,
sinker.
block it
Off
if you
the plate,
have to,
ball
as
1.
far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about.
He's
but
gonna do
some
another
way,
one.
Somehow
Another one.
climb back into this
Coming at
advantage
me.
account.
And I did it.
He's absolutely belted.
Oh, exit. That's a home run. That wins. That wins. In my, I think, 10th attempt. I did it. Over under 3.5 times for me to do this. Right now, this is going to be difficult, I think.
2 on, 2 outs. Lifted in the
That's
air,
just,
left field, pretty
fly
well
ball.
struck.
Not going to happen.
Brings it in, and that's the third out.
All right.
All right, Matt Skraby here. Oh, sorry, Tony.
Go ahead.
No, I was.
I'm sorry. I stepped on you. Go ahead.
No,
buddy.
it's me. It's your show. You should bring us in. Matt Skraby, Tony Gwynn Jr. in Tampa. I'm in Vegas, and Chris Ello ran up to his room because he does not have his reading glasses, and so he has been struggling to read, and he needs his reading glasses. I don't know if these. We found who the sunglass owners are. Chris was trying to find his sunglass owners, but he should be down here any second. One thing I got to talk to you about, Tony, before he gets back is this fantasy stuff, man. It is
He's
unreal.
losing his mind, huh?
It is unreal. He was just doing a mock draft in the last break. I saw him doing a mock draft in the break.
Yeah, he's definitely on one for sure.
Well,
he's
very serious.
If he doesn't have a good draft, we are definitely gonna. If he doesn't have a let me rewind it. If he doesn't have a good season, we're definitely gonna bring this back up. How much cramming of studying he did, only for his team to not do well. But he's coming off of a pretty good season, though, I must say.
Yeah, he's feeling his oats, as Chris would say. He was telling me last night when we were having dinner, he was like, my fantasy team was just so incredible. And one of my best things about last year was Tyler Shuck. I'm like, what are we doing here? You're patting yourself on the back? Oh, wait, here he goes. Okay. He's back. He's back. Nick, that means you could send us to the Big Five.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Well, we are broadcasting from Circa in Las Vegas. Tony's broadcasting from Tampa, and Chris and I are broadcasting, Nick DiNucci is broadcasting from the Bill House Studios where he knows how. We got a Big Five.
Thank Tracy, our great engineer here.
Yes, of course. I was
doing a fabulous job.
Yes, Tracy
Appreciate
does
you,
a
man.
fabulous job. He was here with us the last couple times. So you know what? I'm always a nervous wreck. And now that I knew Tracy was going to be here,
Tracy's got it.
I wasn't a nervous wreck today.
So we appreciate him.
We do. All right, let's get into it, Nick.
Number 5.
Now, CBSSports.com wrote about the most disappointing players in 2026, and there were a lot mentioned on this list, but the top 4 were Paul Skeens, Kyle Tucker, Vlad Jr., and Cal Raleigh. I saw some comments say, what about Manny Machado on this list? And so I don't think he had. Anyway, I'm just going to ask you guys. Tony, do you think Manny Machado has had a disappointing year?
Yeah, I'd say he had a disappointing year. I think he has been able to kind of salvage it with the homers and the ribbies, but I would say this is not a Manny Machado year. And I would say from his standard, this has been a disappointing year for him.
Chris, would you say that Manny Machado has had a disappointing year?
Well, I think when you compare some of his numbers to his career numbers, you're going to say yes. Although he still could end up 30-100.
Yeah,
that's why I'm reluctant to really go all out.
Yeah,
he can still get to 30-100, and I don't know how you could say it's disappointing.
Yeah, 30-100 is pretty good.
Yeah, that's not disappointing.
But I'm sure he's hitting 60. I wanted to look it up. He's 61 points below his career batting average, and quite a bit lower, than his OPS. So, for him, he'd like to be hitting the ball with more authority, more often. I think defensively he's been as good as I've ever seen him, but I'm sure there's people that say he's lost an analytic step somewhere. But those are the same people that tell me Cronenworth can't field, and I just will refuse to listen to those people. So
I'm glad you brought that up because we played the Diamondbacks in like a nice stretch. Manny's moving way better than
Nolan
than Nolan Arenado. For sure,
That's
Nolan.
an interesting point.
Nolan looks really stiff and older at third base. Manny doesn't look anything like that.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. But I also, of the 4 you named, I think they're the biggest 4. I think that Tucker's the biggest because of the kind of money that was, spent on bringing him there.
Yeah.
Vlad is part of that franchise. Skeens, off year. Cal Raleigh, off year. But Kyle Tucker was supposed to, be the $60 million man. He hasn't even been the $60 man.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, that was a little much, but you know what I mean.
That was good. That stopped me in my tracks. That doesn't usually happen.
Yeah, no, that's probably accurate. I mean, the idea is that I think it's okay to be a disappointing player for the year. For Tucker, you don't want to be the disappointing player for the length of the contract. That's what you want it to be worth the contract.
Yeah.
If you don't have a good year 1, we've seen it. That's fine. You have a good year 2, people don't even remember year 1.
Yeah,
it's true.
And we've also said that don't be shocked if he doesn't hit 3 or 4 home runs in the National League playoffs.
When it gets really counting,
that
right?
can still happen.
All right, Nick.
Number 4.
Just real quick about that. Real quick, Yamamoto was looking like he was going to be a disappointment after year 1, and then ever since then, he's been nothing like a disappointment.
Oh, wait.
Roki Sasaki stepped into the mix.
But you forgot to tap dance on his injury today.
I'm not going to tap dance on the guy's
love
injury.
To tap dance
Oh,
on
did he get
Sasaki.
injured today?
Yeah, last night he had to leave the game, but I think this is one of the lamest injuries of all time.
No, he's on the IL.
Did they win last night?
No, because Kim
walked off. I saw Kim. Oh, by the way, did you see them taking advantage of him on the bases? They were
Kim?
getting these. They were no of Roki. They were getting like ginormously, and they must know he doesn't want to pick off. Because I mean, Albies was like he was in no man's land basically, and he took the base and he got himself in position to score. It's funny. We're gonna see. There's a lot of things going on with Roki. It seems like they pick on the young Roki.
Well, he's on the IL now with a blister.
Yes, a blister.
So,
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think that might be a confidence IL.
It's a
like every other Dodger IL. I don't believe any of it.
There is a whole controversy going on in the golf world right now, and I can't get into it right now in all the details because there's not enough time. So I'm going to take it in this way. One brand apologized in this whole thing and said that this was against their company policy. This was against their company morals. And they were very upset about it. They said, we're sorry, we're going to donate $1 million to a charity. But people are not accepting this apology because this video that was put out had to have been approved by many different people. So the question is, and Chris, you're up first, do you accept a company's apology after the backlash happens and they apologize?
I don't know. Every case is a little different, so I need to. I think you're talking about the one where it's
Callaway.
Golfer,
Good. Yes,
it was Callaway, and they had a golfer pushing a woman down, and she's saying she would not give up her club or something.
No. So
tell me what it. Just give me the one sentence description.
They're all on a golf course. She goes to pick up the driver that they're advertising. And this guy comes out of nowhere and just tackles her to the ground and then stands over her and says, "Do not touch my driver."
Yeah.
And it's extremely weird.
Okay. All right.
And
so
it's extremely aggressive.
All right. So everybody knows it's in bad taste. So the question is, should I accept their apology? Yes, to a point. But at some point, also, a company like that needs to know better beforehand. So I think that something needs to be said about that. And they need to be called out and say, look, I mean, what century are you not living in that you think that kind of presentation in an ad is going to be acceptable? Like they should have known.
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
So,
it's like this was watched by many people
so I think
before it was out.
they deserve the backlash.
Tony, do you accept the company's apology after the backlash happens?
I think, like Chris said, it depends on what the infraction was and what they were responding to. But typically, you like to be out in front of things, not behind things.
Yeah, they were not in front of things here.
I don't know who
damaged. It's Callaway and Good, and Callaway has dropped Good from their company type of their sponsorship or their partnership
because of this.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Nick.
Number 3.
It's the end of an era, guys. You asked for it. I didn't. The NFL played its last Pro Bowl last year. They are not going to have it anymore. And not even the flag football contest.
I was going to use Tony's favorite question when you said they played their last Pro Bowl. I was going to say, did they play one?
There was a clip going around the internet of very lame play, I gotta say. But yesterday, the NFL announced that it's going to eliminate the Pro Bowl. They're still going to honor all of the 88 players that get into the Pro Bowl, but there are going to be no more alternates. And, last year there was a lot of alternates in the game, so this is why it's happening now. Chris, Tony's up first. Do you think this is the right thing to do, Tony?
It's sad, but it is. I mean, once we realize the danger of football, Pro Bowl was on its last leg from the moment we found out, because that didn't turn that game into a true exhibition. And football is the one sport where you can't really play it without playing it at full tilt. Yeah. It doesn't look the same.
And if you don't tackle a guy at full tilt and he's running full tilt,
you're going to get hurt.
Right.
That's
You're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You're going to get hurt. And so, I think this is the best way to go about it. Honestly, you can really praise the guys who've had good seasons and are Pro Bowlers. It's almost like the All-Pro thing, right? There was no games played for the All-Pro, but there's a lot of weight behind that because those are the best of the best. And so I think it kind of fits the same way. You honor you guys. I love the fact that since there is no game, there's no alternates. Like, We don't need them. Nobody's going to miss this game. They're going to be honored as Pro Bowlers for the year they had. And I think it'll bring some weight back to it, honestly.
Chris, Pro Bowl is the right move?
I'm not going to miss it. I thought it went away 10 years ago. I have not watched 1 minute of anything they've tried to present to me since.
Is that why you were dancing so much yesterday? Because you're dancing on the Pro Bowl's grave?
I didn't even know it was done until you just said so.
Really?
Yeah, I missed that one. But, yeah, I thought it had gone away already, frankly. But I agree with Tony. I think being a Pro Bowler is still going to carry some weight.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. Keep that. And now it's up to the NBA and the NHL and finally baseball to follow suit and wipe out all of this stuff.
I saw a post that I did not agree with, but it said Shedeur Sanders ruined the Pro Bowl. It's like, well, I mean, Shedeur's getting dragged for everything. I don't know
What
if
did
he
he do
ruined
now?
the Pro Bowl.
And you just
He was
dragged
the
him in
alternate
here
route
for no
Because he
reason.
made it? Oh, okay.
All right. Next one. Nick.
Number 2.
The University of Tennessee NIL Collective is doing something to help fund their collective. They are going to open up a brick and mortar team store. Now, many fans are like, wait, don't you already have a team store? It's called the bookstore. But apparently they surveyed their fans. Many fans have asked that they want more options. They want some risque options. And so they're going to open up this brick and mortar fan store, and they're going to use that money, and they are going to put it back into the collective. So, Chris, you are up first. Is this, out of all the weird ways we talk about these guys getting paid, is this a sustainable idea?
Okay, so what are we talking about when we're talking about risque?
We're
What
talking
does this
about
mean?
like maybe swear words on the shirt or something like that. I'm not talking about like going to the game naked or anything.
No,
but
I'm talking about,
you're going to be able to buy Barstool Sports stuff, which you're not allowed to buy in the bookstore.
Well, I'm sorry. Someone walked in and was asking about me being in this room, so I had to miss some of these questions.
Sir, get out of there.
Wait.
right, so Tennessee's
did you say risque? Did I hear that right?
I couldn't think of it.
Well, when you said risque, I'm thinking that they're going to be selling Victoria's Secret
like
Tennessee
lingerie.
underwear. Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I thought. Is that not what you meant?
Basically, here's how I can put it. They're putting the Padres
You
team.
missed it. I said I don't think that's where I want my logo. That was a good
that is a good line. I'm trying to extricate myself from this, but basically, it's the Padres team store is now going to be like the Tennessee team store. So people can come in and buy a bunch of different things, and they're going to fund their collective. So, Chris, is this sustainable?
Wait, what?
I'm saying it's sustainable.
Well, I don't understand. So Tennessee has like an official store.
They have a
but now they're
going
to have kind of an unofficial store.
Yes.
Where you can buy Tennessee stuff that the school may find to be not.
The school does not offer in their bookstore.
So when you say risque, you just mean not what they normally sell. You're not actually talking about risque.
Can we get rid of the word risque?
You said it.
I know. I didn't mean. I couldn't think of another word.
It's like, what is happening?
So just delete the risque from your mind. I guess we're going to have to answer this on the other side.
I think it'll work in Tennessee because I think anything with a volunteer name or logo will be sold in that state.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right. I don't know if I want to come back to the last one. We're just going to go to 5 o'clock, see where we're at. 97.3 The Fan, Gwynn, Chris.
Tony Gwynn Jr. down in Tampa, Florida. Padres beginning a 6-game road trip. Take on the Rays and then the Reds. And then they'll be back home for the Yankees. I believe the Yankees are the next home opponent.
I'm definitely going to go to one of those games because last time I just had my surgery on my shoulder, and so I wasn't able to make it.
You didn't see the Yankees?
No, 2 years ago. Or, I'm sorry, not last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. They come every 2 years now because of baseball's great idea.
How did I run him into this?
Yeah, to have interleague play with every single opponent. Aaron Judge is not going to be back, right?
No.
Even now? Yeah. Is he coming back for the playoffs, or has that been determined?
They're hopeful, but there's no guarantee.
Still no guarantee. I saw our guy Grisham reach up and miss a fly ball the other day. Grisham has turned into a hell of a good player, though, for the Yankees.
I think he was always a good player, but he struggled to hit here.
He was hitting 180 when he was here.
He struggled.
He won a couple Gold Gloves. And,
Nobody was hitting when at that time. I mean, it was really what Manny was our main guy outside of Soto. I think Crone was still swinging the bat pretty well, but after that we were a little light hitting wise. I mean, it goes to show you sometimes whoever the hitting voice matters. Whoever's over there has reached him in a way that he didn't get a chance to work with Victor. So I can't remember. We have so many hitting coaches now. I can't remember who was before that.
don't either, yeah.
It obviously didn't reach him in that kind of way.
Well, I just remember when you think about the trade, you think of Juan Soto and you think of Michael King coming back, and maybe you think of Vasquez and Brito and some of the other pieces. But by the way in that trade was Trent Grisham to the Yankees.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it was totally an afterthought. Okay, if you really need him, we're not using him. And then he went to the Yankees, and I thought he'll never play for the Yankees.
And he became their everyday center fielder.
And now he's their guy. Yeah, so good for Trent Grisham. Because I always liked Trent Grisham. He was a good guest on the show back in the day.
Yeah, he came on actually Friday, I think 2 or 3 times.
He just seemed like he was going to hate New York, but it's been the exact opposite from everybody I've talked to. He has enjoyed it very, very much.
Yeah. And center field is not easy in New York. There's a little room to cover out there. Although not as tough.
Aside from just being there in front of Yankee fans, if you're not playing well, I think it all get a little tricky.
You.
Tony, are you
saying really risque things?
Now, I'm going to say either of you, do you recall ever seeing a photo or a picture photo of an old or a highlight of an old Yankee game at Old Yankee Stadium when the actual
where are we going with this?
The monuments. I couldn't think of the word. You know how this happens sometimes.
Hey, I just use risque for no reason.
All right, when the monuments of Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, all these guys actually were in the field of play in center field.
I do remember seeing that.
Tony, did you ever see that?
I have.
Okay.
I can't believe that they actually, because I know Houston for a long time had that
Tal's Hill. They called it Tal's Hill.
And I know Tony's told us about that hill before.
Tal's Hill.
And to have statues in the middle of the outfield?
They had the statues in the field to play at Old Yankee Stadium. I don't think the ball went out there very often. It was 400 and some odd feet away. But anyway.
That's diabolical. They just leave it open. Nobody's going to hit a ball out there.
Fly crazy. Ball to center field. Back goes Grisham. The ball is behind the Gehrig monument.
He can't find it.
That would have been weird. Happy Hour is brought to you by GL Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans. For 20 years, the baseball season is indeed in full swing. So is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now and mention radio for 20% off new service plans in 2026. You know, Skraby, we ought to get our new friends here at Circa together with our friends at GL Pools.
That would be a massive
contract. That would be one heck of a client right there.
That would be.
They'd be very busy out there at the Stadium Swims.
Stadium Swim. I'm just looking at today has been a weird day for all of us, I believe. So
I just, can anybody at home who's watching on YouTube, is anybody excited by the fact that I wore my 97.3 official collared shirt to this show today? The only reason I ask is because my wife thought it'd be a really good idea for this public outing for me to have a 97. And I was like, no, I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing something more, that I want to wear.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, you see what I'm wearing. You see exactly what I'm wearing right now.
I will give it to Adam because he did. Those are nice shirts.
Hey, do you remember how just ridiculous Adam was about these shirts? He was turning over, every rock on the planet Earth to make sure we had these 97.3 fan shirts.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't easy to get because there's no budget for it.
Was there was like 6 renditions of this bad boy too. Like he had to do it a few times before he found one that he liked.
Well, one thing I do know, we had the blue ones back in the day.
I was just about to say those ones were not as good as those ones were like cotton. The ones you're wearing right now are the breathable material.
They are 100% cotton, and
these might be breathable.
They were embroidered because you couldn't wear that shirt without an undershirt underneath it. It was, what I'm saying.
Yes.
Well, these might be breathable, but nothing's breathable in 102 degrees.
Brandon says Ben used to wear every round table. He doesn't really anymore.
Yeah. Ben, I wore it to a few round tables.
Ben was the company man for a little bit. Until I saw the light.
I know that, back in the day, one of the major sticking points for Adam was getting Tony to wear a shirt, and I don't think Tony ever wore a shirt.
No, that's not true. I definitely wore a couple shirts.
One thing I will say is
I only did it a couple times though. Yes.
Take us peel back the curtain, Tony Gwynn Jr. to those fans who are dying to know who makes the call on what your attire will be on the telecast with Don Orsillo each day. And when is that call made?
The only time there is someone other than myself making it is when we wear the collared shirts. And in that case, it is a big thing. Don sends out a text. So basically, the rule, I believe, is if it's over like 91 degrees or 92.
91?
It's up there.
Then you don't have to wear a suit?
We don't have to wear a suit. And so then we can kind of get the
so Don gets pretty excited when he finds out it's over 91 and he sends the text out to everybody.
He sends the text and he's good about it because he's got myself when I'm here or Mud, and then you got Scans, and then you got Mike Palm, who they have to kind of be on the same page. So on a road trip, for instance, here it's Mud and Scans, and he's got to make sure they all have the same shirt on. And so it has got tricky because, how should I say this? We get these shirts. Some people don't necessarily keep them. Sometimes sometimes they're lost. I'm one of those guys. I'll admit it. I lose a shirt. And sometimes you just get it mixed up. So he's found a good way where he gets it on text chain. He sends out the shirts in order of the day. A picture comes along with it.
Oh, a picture. Wow.
A picture. Oh, yeah. Don is very detailed.
I knew this was going to be a thing, Skraby. I knew this wasn't any simple deal.
I don't remember how I came across this information, but someone told me that Mudcat never follows the directions.
No,
I don't
Mud
think
is
that's
pretty
wrong.
Good.
I see him wearing a suit when.
Matter of fact, they all followed. You guys would never know. They all followed. You guys will never see them not with the same shirt for the most part. But some of the backstories behind, like the trouble it takes to get everybody on the same page, it is hilarious. I wish one of these days I'll share with you guys, but I don't know if it's appropriate right now.
All I know is that.
Other than that, though, I rotate my suits. I have enough now where
you got some nice
I won't have to wear the same suit over the course of the season because I'm not doing 100 and however many games. I'm only doing 20. So
all right, let's be honest. Let's 100% be honest. Tony Gwynn Jr., Skraby and I are the only ones listening right now anyway.
Sure.
Would you way more comfortable doing the game in the golf shirt or way more comfortable with the suit and it's, zipped up to the tip top of your neck?
I enjoy the suit because I feel like I look pretty good in the suit. So I like doing the game in there, but it's way more comfortable doing it in a collar shirt. It's not even close. It's not even close.
When I was a bank teller, I had to get into a suit every single day, and I hated that every single day.
Sometimes I wish we would have to wear a tie. I would love to get knotted up every once in a while.
Would you be a bow tie guy?
No, I mean it depends on the fit. I have a dinner jacket that has a bow tie with it, but I don't know if I'd wear that on a.
I don't know. I think Tony's bow ties. We could raise some money for charity.
I think so.
Skrabe,
I think that's a hit.
Why don't you work on that?
I actually saw an 8-year-old kid on Shark Tank last night who got a deal from Damon for making bow ties.
I like Damon.
Yeah, this 8-year-old kid got a deal with Damon for making bow ties.
All I know is when I did the WUSA Soccer League, this was the first women's professional soccer league back after Julie Foudy and Brandy Chastain and all of them. And I did the San Diego team on Channel 4 and televised, and I had to wear a suit for every game. And it was 21 games, and games were in New York and Atlanta and Houston and Philadelphia. And I think I looked horrible on camera, but especially by halftime, because I was just sweated through everything.
Yeah.
So thank goodness
that was me
with a little idea with the golf shirt.
That was me on Monday. Now, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I have that picture with Kwanzaa and Jose.
Oh, I did see that picture, but I was
look a little closely. I'm definitely sweating through that shirt.
I was
at one point, Eric Rubner had to hand me a towel because I was like literally standing in the sun, just
I'm not laughing.
Beads
man.
of
I'm only laughing
beads of
because I know
sweat
the feeling.
rolling down my face. So
I actually hung a shirt up in Atlanta after a match that summer, and I rang out the shirt.
That's
sorry, so much sweat.
I tell you, that's how bad it
really
was.
It's something I did not.
Somebody somewhere should have said, "Hey, wear a golf shirt, guys. It's 113 degrees," but nobody thought of it. Craig Stammen. I wanted to talk about him for a second, Tony. We all thought, and I'm talking for the fans out there, we all thought, okay, Craig Stammen, kind of not who I thought of as choice for manager. We all thought, okay, but we like Craig Stammen, and, he might do a pretty good job. Let's wait and see. Then we watched the first 45 games of the season, and we thought, wow, Craig Stammen's okay. He's getting the hang of this, and team's winning, and he's got a good attitude, and he's got a good, feel among the ball club and all that. And then, of course, we had the 2 months of hell where the team was just not good at all. And Craig Stammen now had no clue what he was doing, was the dumbest hire in A.J. Preller history. See, I told you so. This was all we heard for 2 months. So now I wonder, where is he at the moment? He's got his team back in the playoff spot. I mean, we were thinking Craig Stammen a legit shot for manager of the year in the first 45, 50 games. I don't know that anybody's talking about him for manager of the year right now, although, I mean, who do we guarantee is ahead of him? So Pat Murphy again? Are they just going to give it to him every year? But anyway, where's Craig Stammen stand now is what I'm asking. Do you think in the minds of our fans? Because it has been a roller coaster ride.
So it's a good key point. The minds of our fans.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure that they like him a lot more now
than last month. Yeah,
than they did last month. But that could change in a matter of a week.
I know.
I think from a fan's perspective, I think most of them are probably like, let's wait and see. I think Stam's done a
So you don't think
job.
he's won anybody over yet?
Of course, I think he's won some over. I think he hasn't moved the needle on some. And I think that's, again, as I said, when you pull back 20,000 feet, I think most Padres fans would say, he's done a good job. But when their head is in the water, like right now, they can't see that. They can't see that far. They can only see as far as his last move. And so I think all in all, when the season's over, assuming this team is in the playoffs, I think you have to look at it and say you did a pretty good job. Especially given that, he did this with like 1/5 of a rotation all season, pretty much. Outside
Michael
of
King, Walker Buehler are the only two that have been around.
Yeah, and they managed to stay in the fight while guys got healthy or until they got reinforcement. Honestly, they pretty much did the 2 for 5 from what? When did Pivetta get hit? End of April?
Yeah.
He got hurt?
Yeah.
So May,
maybe, yeah.
June, July, it's at least 3 months of two starters out of 5. Now, Vasquez lasted probably till the middle of May, maybe the end, before he started to kind of have his troubles. But all in all, man, this has been a pretty good job, I think, from Stam.
What do you think, Skraby? I always ask Tony, but you've been up and down on him.
I think that if he wins, people are going to like him. That's basically what it comes down to. But I really do like that he is he's a little bit different than the other managers. He gives you a little bit more in his press conferences. I think he's really self-deprecating too, which is funny. Jesse brought this up the other day, but I guess in the Jackson bobblehead night, they asked him, well, what is it like for Jackson to play, on your bobblehead night? And he said, I'm assuming it's really good because I didn't ever have a bobblehead night. So I like stuff like that. And he does give us a little bit more than we have in the last maybe 3 managers.
Well, I think you guys are both right. And I think the fact of the matter is that we like Craig Stammen because he feels more like an everyman than most managers. I don't think you could ever say that even about Bob Melvin or certainly Mike Schilt. They didn't seem like one of us. Craig Stammen honestly feels more like one of us when we're winning. When we're losing, see, right?
It's so
when
true.
We're losing, it's like, why didn't we get somebody else who knows more about baseball? And, I just think it's a little unfair, but it's the life of a manager. Right. I thought he made a move the other night in a 0-0 game, the same move he always makes. He asked Mason Miller, how do you feel? It's your 3rd and 4 nights. And Mason Miller said, give me the ball. And he gave it to Mason Miller, which is a pretty good idea, the best pitcher in baseball. And then after Mason Miller gave up a home run, Craig Stammen had to answer why in the world he would ever put Mason Miller in that situation. And honestly, I almost give him credit because I think there would be times, Tony, if I was managing where I'd have to blow up at some of the questions. Because something like that is just such a dumb and unfair question. When you consider the move he made.
I don't think it's a dumb and unfair question.
You don't?
No, because you have to, as a reporter, you have to find out what the manager was thinking in that situation. That's what reporting is, right?
And
the question was why would you have him in there?
Yeah, why are you going to him 3rd time in 4 nights? And he was like, because he asked for the ball, and it's Mason Miller, and I give him the ball.
So he got his answer. There it is. Now, whether the fans like that answer or not is really not the issue here. But yeah, that's kind of what a reporter's supposed to do because. I do recall them asking the same question. Why wasn't who was it at the time? Hader. Why wasn't he out there? Like they certainly would ask I would hope if they're asking that question, and I think our guys do, they would ask the opposite. Was there any? It might not be asked that way. It probably would have been asked like, was there any thought of going to Mason Miller in this day, even though it was 3 out of 4 days? It would have been asked differently, but I would like to think that they would have asked it both ways.
I'm just saying that when the team is winning, Craig Stammen was very smart for bringing Miller in there. And because they lost, he once again did not know what he was doing.
That I do not disagree with, and
that's so
I think
unfair.
I think it's 100% true that certainly happens. And I think that's just how it goes, right? Like if the ideas work, you're a genius. If they don't work, you're an idiot.
I think that Craig Stammen is on the periphery of the voting for Manager of the Year as it stands now.
You do?
Yeah. 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Who we got? Who's in there?
who
Give
you
me
putting
your
ahead of
guys.
Yeah, let me look at the odds because I can't even think of one right now.
Well, I don't know, but the Atlanta guy is going to get a lot.
Weiss.
Walt Weiss has had a good year.
Don
Mattingly for turning the Phillies around.
Oh, yeah, in the National
Will
League.
Venable
for, sure,
for the AL?
But he's in
No,
American
we're in-
League,
but
though.
that's American League.
Okay. NL is right now, Walt Weiss has the odds to win. Pat Murphy, Don Mattingly, Torey Lovello. I don't understand that one. Craig Counsell, Oliver Marmol, Clayton McCullough, Craig Stammen, way down the list, Chris.
Okay.
Like 7th.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he's not as good as the Marlins guy, huh?
Andy Green's on the list, but he has no odds. So
They just listed him for.
they
for
listed
show.
him as the NL manager, but he didn't
For
show.
sure.
It says N/A.
Not applicable. All right, we'll take a break. We have one long segment left, guys, so it's going to take a little energy, but I think we still need to try to tackle our TCU versus the media argument.
We do have 2 segments left.
But the one's too
He said
short.
one long segment. He
Yeah,
said.
I was just making sure he knew what time it was.
Oh, okay.
No, but so I think that's I think it'll be an interesting talk. We'll do that down the bit, but before that, we have another short segment. So tune in to see what we do from Circa in Vegas. Tony,
Just go to
in
break.
Tampa. I'm going.
And what is before they try, what is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
Yeah.
It's one of the world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
The
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know.
I've allowed milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I'd have
us
said
the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
wanna
is
see if you can do it, I guess.
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
Until one of you can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Until you can't do it anymore.
I will take
And
one
the winner,
spoonful of
Skraby,
this.
has a jar of
Here it is.
a couple of my jars.
I think they
Products.
both are winners if they pass
Hold on,
this.
for
I
the
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now,
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38?
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Now,
Maybe.
this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, are we doing
All
it?
right,
Here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
He
for
does.
those
There's
listening.
no
on
doubt.
This is-
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right
spoon?
now. That's a full spoon.
All right.
That is a full
down the
spoon.
hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He did
turn?
not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Scraby.
They
Scraby,
both
are
did
you-
it.
did you swallow that, Scraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
delicious.
We're gonna see it.
Tasty.
I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. Adam, are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling good.
feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what
there.
the competition's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
two.
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
I at least used a different spoon. No double dipping.
All right.
I didn't know where. I don't.
I
Think
always
it
thought
matters.
Adam Klug had a cold persona, but evidently it's just the opposite.
All right.
Big
He
boss
is
Michael
handling
Valenzuela
this.
in the
Wait,
YouTube
no,
chat,
dog.
by the way.
What you waiting on? You let laughing it drip in your hand. Oh, okay.
Scraby, where are you? Let me see.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Adam, and Adam's not having any problem at all.
Look at you, Adam.
Adam is backed
All right.
up.
I'll let you
But
boy.
this
I must tell you, Tony,
no,
that Adam has cashed the check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
he
did.
cashed
You said
his
I wouldn't be
check.
able to catch
I
you.
did.
No, you
I
cashed
sure
it,
did.
man.
You proved
cashed
me
it
wrong,
for
my
sure.
friend. I
Scraby,
gotta tell you though, this is further proof that whatever we got him with that
the
tie,
tie thing,
was
yeah, 'cause
super weak.
this is less than a 10,
he's
right?
He's over here having a difficult time.
You're turning a little red,
The tie
Scraby.
was just as bad.
You're turning a
This
little
hit me
red.
By the way,
faster.
this is delicious.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
he's going
Make
with
another
another
one.
Yes.
Come on, Adam. Wow,
Delicious.
you're gonna have to come back in 6 months with like an 88.
Oh,
It's 38.
We'll have to go with the higher Scoville next time.
all right. Oh, wow. Look at this guy. He's talking trash now.
Well, he
I haven't had a sip of milk or bread.
He hasn't even reached for it.
No, he doesn't
came out
even
of the
need the
gates
bread.
talking trash.
All right.
All right. Now I'm going to take another one.
What?
Well,
Why
you got
are
you got a
doing
whole
this
other
to
spoon.
yourself?
No, because I don't want.
You don't want Adam to say
He
he
has
has
the
one?
wheat sauce,
Yeah, he
baby.
get the whole
Full spoon,
get the same
baby.
thing that look. He's dropping it all in there.
Keep the studio clean.
It's all anybody's
Big
worried
boss
about.
Michael watching over here. Come on.
Ooh, boy. Scrabe, get back in front of the camera. Your face is red, Scrabe. Isn't it, Tony? Are you
I'm
seeing
sweating.
the same thing?
You are sweating. Your face is definitely.
Why do you keep doing this?
You're not feeling anything?
Adam isn't even
Anything?
moved over
I
there.
feel a 1 or maybe a 2 out of 10 here.
Wow.
Adam
That's ridiculous
Klug.
because I'm.
Wow.
Adam Klug is a tough
Jamie's
son
not
of a
bent
gun.
over the trash can.
No,
over
I had
there.
to spit.
I was going to say, it looks like Adam Klug may be producing the rest of the show because he's fine. Scraby may need
Scraby's
to
going
go
to
get
bed. Yeah,
you know,
assistance.
Here's want
Frank-
the milk, dude. It might
Frank
work
predicted
better.
that.
No.
Oh, did he?
Frank
Scraby's having
predicted that.
bread.
Oh yeah, that Adam would just cruise through this with
Frank
no problem.
predicted this.
He did.
Frank on the last show.
I
said
know you
Adam
had
would
it
have
like
no
that.
problem.
He did.
I got a newfound respect from Tony Gwynn Jr.
Yes,
over here.
you do.
So-
all right.
So Skraby has the prizes for you, Adam. You have one a jar of the ghost.
You can
pepper
have as much of this
salsa
as you want at all
and
times.
the,
Yeah.
Mr. Lane's roasty 38 chili powder.
You should let me have that chili powder though. I think I do. I think I would do more damage.
Started
with
off
this.
giving me the mild. My
And what is the before they try? What is the heat index they're facing? Do we know? Or
Well, you could look up the Scoville on a ghost pepper.
yeah,
It's one of the
Somewhere.
world's hottest. There's a couple of hotters.
Scoville's the
Reaper
measurement
and
unit.
the
Okay.
X pepper and all of that.
Thanks for the education because I did not know. It was
I've
Scoville.
allowed
Yeah.
milk and bread, but if I was
So
asked,
tell
I'd
us
have
tell
said
us the
no.
actual rules of this. Like
The rule
want to see if you
is
can do it. I guess
you guys alternate spoonfuls until one of you can't.
Spoonfuls.
Yeah, that's- yeah,
One
that's
of you
not
can't
happening.
do it anymore.
Yeah,
That's not happening.
until you can't do it anymore.
Fools.
I will take
And
one
the winner,
spoonful of
Skraby,
this.
has a jar
yes,
of
here it
a
is.
couple of my jars.
I think they
Products.
both are winners if they
Hold on
pass
one
this.
second.
I
The
hate to
winners.
say, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
There will be no back and forth. There will be one spoonful.
Now I am.
This is the one that he has right now.
The 38,
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
No,
maybe.
this right here, I've been putting on some of my turkey burgers.
Good stuff.
This is hot.
Okay.
All right, are we doing
All
it?
right,
hold
here we go.
All right. Let's
Adam's
do it.
ready.
This is a
There,
full
away he goes.
spoonful
He
of
does
the-
have a full spoonful
He
for those
does.
listening.
This
on that.
is
I'm literally sweating watching him
That's
do
a
this
full
right
spoon?
now. That's a full spoon.
All
For
right.
sure.
That is a full
down
spoon.
the hatch we go.
All
All right.
right.
And man, he went the whole thing. He did not.
My
He did
turn?
not trickle that down the throat. He
He
just.
hasn't reached for the milk yet.
Scraby's coming over.
When does the heat kick in?
Oh,
I knew it.
When does the heat kick in?
Wow.
You better go, dude.
There goes Scraby.
They
Scraby,
both
are
did
you-
it.
did you swallow that, Scraby? Yeah.
That is some good stuff.
It's delicious.
delicious.
We're gonna see
Tasty.
it. I'm gonna watch you now.
I'm feeling it already. I am, are you?
No.
He's
Adam's
feeling good.
feeling nothing. All right, so take another spoonful, Adam. You'll win.
Oh, come on. Now we're double dipping.
Yeah, he's all
you
one
can't put your
spoonful.
same
That's
spoon
not
in
what the
there.
tactician's all about.
We always said
Spoonful
that.
two.
Yeah, go for
Oh
it.
yeah.
I always said that Adam Klug was kind of had a.
And gentlemen, we are winding down a quick short segment here.
Short
Correct.
segment.
Yes,
Short
that's-
segment.
Short segment. Yes, that's what Chris always says.
Short segment. Well,
What are we talking about in this short segment, gentlemen?
well, I think we should get. I mean, we're an hour pretty much from the first pick of the draft, and I mean, everybody has in a fantasy football draft.
I don't even know what pick I am, to be honest.
Well, that's your problem.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
He,
Chris and I have been fighting all trip about this.
well, he keeps thinking I take things too seriously, and I say all I'm doing is asking a question, and I want to know where I draft. That's fair enough. He thinks that's ridiculous that I need to know that. And so you don't know where you're drafting. Well, good for you.
I don't think it's ridiculous that you want to know your draft spot. I think it's ridiculous to check the app multiple times a day to see if the draft spot has been updated.
Even though you
can't
already
even
know
speak.
your dress spot.
You can't even speak.
I'm honestly.
He's mock drafting right now.
I am not mock drafting at all. I'm putting some players in my queue.
Oh, you need a queue
find
now.
them later.
You need a queue.
Well, this is what happened when you're the third pick in the draft. Is you can start to have these kind of early expectations. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't happen for everybody like that. By the room, draft room has officially opened. It's 8:30, an hour out.
Oh wow! Draft room is officially. Chris, you're not in it. What are you going to do? What happens if you don't get in it? What happens if you don't get your pick? Get in it. Get in it.
You know how this
He
year's
really hates you right now.
You know how this year's draft's going to start, Tony? It's going to start with one of the owners laying out one of the other owners.
Are we drafting together? I thought
No, you go to your room. I'll go to my room. You are absolutely not drafting with me.
I don't think Tony heard this yesterday because he was on the plane to Tampa, but Chris and I broadcast from his hotel room last night, and it was 90 degrees in the hotel room.
Oh, my goodness, Tony. The air conditioning was broke in my hotel room.
I remember
on a
that one.
111-degree day.
It was bad. It was bad. But at least I will say Circa set someone up right away.
They did.
Chris
They got
said,
somebody
please
right
come
away.
after 6 p.m. They knocked at 6 p.m.
No, that was good, and we got the air. The room is fine now. No, you go to your room. I'll go to my room because I couldn't deal with that. By the way, Braden Surprenant is doing the draft while he is coaching
On the
high
s-
school football.
Yeah, on the
games
sideline.
today. But I asked him, is he actually going to be doing that? And he said that now I didn't even know you could do this. For somebody, Skraby thinks I know everything, and I don't. But I didn't know you could do this. You can go rank all of your players before the draft, and then
Oh yeah, no. It'll
auto
draft that. Yeah, for sure.
So Braden will actually not be, live. His players will be picked by
so
the
that just means if he wins the
computer.
championship, it's an asterisk.
No, we
No,
already
that's-
we've
that-
only
no,
had
no,
one
no,
championship asterisk, and that was yours.
I
we're
had
not-
a dominating performance in my championship.
Nobody
year.
understands how
I
in
think
the
I
world
scored
that happened.
200 points in the final.
Nobody understands how that happened.
Listen,
Nobody understands. Is that right?
Never know.
I wish you had "What Have You Done for Me Lately" song queued up in this thing because you talking about how dominant your season was. What was it? 3 years ago now? 2 years ago?
That's getting old.
You could actually play share for me every time I bring up these championships.
You also got beat by. You also got beat last year in the semifinals by somebody who doesn't even know how to play the game.
Who, Sam?
Sam Levitt.
Well,
who proved he doesn't know any of the rules
So, at the end
by
of the-
all of his messages to Tony today. What do we do, Tony? How do I draft? What does PPR mean? We're like, Sam, you finished second last year.
Dog,
You
when
know
he
anything?
asked if we were in a PPR league, I almost did a backflip, dog.
He texted me, so are we doing PPR? I'm like, it's been PPR since the league began.
We never didn't have PPR.
And last year, so he beats me in the final, and I know that
He
he's
did not
playing
beat
Chris,
you in the final.
or the semifinal,
Right.
and I knew he was playing Chris, and so I was like trying to get it in his ear and trying to help him out with roster.
Oh, yeah.
decisions.
Did you hear about this, Tony? During
I did
the
hear about this. I
championship
did.
Sunday, he and Sam were on the phone with each
We're
other.
conspiring.
Doing everything they could. I don't know what you could do.
We couldn't do anything.
But
we
you
were
were
just
trying
hoping. We were hoping.
desperately to beat me.
Yes, we were putting good vibes in the air. But,
Thanks for your
but
help,
then Sam didn't take
Skrabe.
my advice and started two tight
Ah,
ends.
he thought
did
he was
start
smarter.
2 tight ends in the championship game, but nothing could have stopped Bijan Robinson on
No.
that Monday night game against the
No.
Rams. I think
It was
he
all
had
she
a
wrote.
99-yard touchdown run. So that
Let's
was
get-
kind of ball game.
Yep.
Let's get to break because we have finally got to the end, and the TCU story is all laid up. We will talk about it on the other side.
Teed
This is a journalistic story. If you're interested, more Gwynn and Chris.
So hopefully I can do him justice. And I'm the green one. Pretty sure that's out, right? Yes. Ooh, that's too early of a swing. Ugh, what am I doing? Come on, pitcher. Throwing me one down at the bottom of the zone. Ooh, is that going to have enough? Ooh, barely. I am really early to all of this. There we go. Figuring it out a little bit. Why are you throwing me a pitch high and tight, bro? All right. I have no problem using the right field wall. Too early. This pitcher's like trying to change up speeds on me, throw high and tight. Come on, man. For whatever reason, I cannot wait for the pitch to get to me. But I'm hitting home runs, so who cares? Arrgh. Not great. I need to... I think only the top 4 move through. That's foul. That one's gone. But what's the score? Oh, I need some home runs. That is for sure. That one's gone. Probably need like 14. Go! Go! It's gone. I cannot be eliminated in the first round. Can't tell if I'm outside. I'm really making this difficult on myself. I am now at the bottom, so I'm caving under the pressure. I gotta stop looking at the scores. Just get back on track. 40 seconds to go. Come on. Couple people did not hit a home run, so that's good. What are you doing throwing me a pitch that low? Oh man, that's gonna be foul, isn't it? Yep. I'm not gonna make it. Dang it! I thought I would need 14 and I do, but I missed that pitch. I literally just missed it. That is a brutal way to end this. Yes, I'm aware I've been eliminated. That was a terrible showing. So hopefully I can do him justice. And I'm the green one. Pretty sure that's out, right? Yes. Ooh, that's too early of a swing. What am I doing? Come on, pitcher. Throwing me one down at the bottom of the zone. Ooh, is that going to have enough? Ooh, barely. I am really early to all of this. There we go. Figuring it out a little bit. Why are you throwing me a pitch high and tight, bro? Alright. I have no problem using the right field wall.
Tampa.
I don't know why I like to do that.
Tampa.
Tampa.
I always used to
I don't know where
call
I
it.
picked that
I
up
always
from.
used to call it Tampon Bay, but I don't think that's really appropriate.
It's not.
Why don't you read
Definitely
while we're
not.
here in Circa in Las
Yeah,
Vegas?
Thank you, Chris.
I always used to call Las Vegas Lost Wages. So
Hey, Still applies.
Yes,
so we're here because of Circa the $1,000,008, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo. There's $30 million in guaranteed prizes for this. There's no rake, so if entries go above the guarantee, all of the extra money is going to go to the prize pool. Entries close September 12th at 2 p.m. You do have to register in person at Circa here in Nevada, and then you can make your weekly picks through a proxy that you're going to register with while you're here, and you can play from anywhere. You can sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere. I like reading that. Circa $1,006,$6 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Survivor, $20 million guaranteed to the winner/winners, and Circa Grandissimo, $4 million guaranteed to the winner. So go to the Circa website, get a little bit more information on this. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about it with Derek Stevens he is the owner and CEO of Circa. So we'll talk to him about tomorrow.
By the way, playing through a proxy seems very risque. I thought I'd point that out.
Oh, yeah? It does it?
Yeah,
it seems a little risque. Chris was really risque with his Tampon Bay comment.
Does that
Yes,
mean
he was. Yes, he was.
I can't be the only person who's ever called it that.
I've never heard it called that before.
What?
Yeah, I mean,
really?
Why would I?
This might be an era. This might be an era thing right here because I never heard it called that either.
Never heard this? Wow. You should hear what I used to call Rancho Penasquitas. I'm not going to say.
Oh, I know. I've heard that one before.
All right.
And it is funny.
It is funny, but I can't say it. Let's go to the story here that has got a lot of people up in arms. And I'm going to try my best to share it. And I have to do it, with a bit of a time limit. We don't have all night to discuss this, which I think we could, Tony. But the bottom line is it has to do with the TCU football program. And one of their players, a safety, Jacob Fields, got into it with a wide receiver. And the wide receiver's name is in the story here. And,
got beat up.
Try and scroll through.
The wide receiver's name is very difficult to pronounce.
Dozie Ezukanma. Anyway, all right. So you got the wide receiver, you got the safety. They get in a fight in the locker room. I think Ezukanma was pretty badly injured in this fight. And I think eventually Fields, the safety, was kicked off the team. The reporter for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, using some sources within the locker room, and because of their, close relationship to covering TCU football there in Fort Worth, wrote a story that probably had some inaccuracies in it. It was according to a source, and the source didn't get everything right, apparently. And as a result, one of the students that was involved in the fracas started getting some threats from the community based on the story that came out in the Fort Worth paper. So now he's getting threatened for creating this problem, which is now being reported.
The reporter is.
No, the player, was getting threatened because they started this altercation.
Oh, wow.
And depending on whose side of this fight you were on, the reporter, the big thing that was with the Fort Worth Star is they just didn't get their story right, according to TCU. So TCU says, look, if you're not going to get your stories right, and you're going to be putting with your misinformation, if you're going to be putting people in harm's way, then we're revoking your privilege to cover this team. Athletic Director Mike Buddy said that the school's focus is on the health and well-being of their athletes. Don't necessarily buy that, but I'll give it to him. He did go on to say, quote, unfortunately, an unnamed source without firsthand knowledge of the incident provided inaccurate information, and the inclusion of that misinformation advanced the narrative that endangered a student athlete. So all of that on the surface, I can understand why TCU was mad. But I want to get to the bottom of this, and the question is, should the school have the ability to revoke the
press credential,
of the paper that covers the team, even if they made a mistake? I don't think that, asking for a retraction is something you could certainly do.
I need a clarification.
In lieu of banning them from covering your team. But there's a few other angles. What's your clarification?
Did the reporter witness the fight, or did they hear it secondhand?
I don't think the reporter was there when the fight happened.
So it was secondhand reporting.
Well, I told you it was a source.
No, it wasn't.
Knowledge of the incident. So he didn't see it. He got this information from the source.
I just wanted to clear that up. in my head.
That's kind of how it's usually how reports work.
Right. But I also don't think it's fair to be totally critical of this reporter in the sense that he is using his source, and his source was, in this case, wrong. Paper does have to take responsibility, though, for not having it checked out right. All right, so where are we here?
Couple questions.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Did the paper retract or do a follow-up or any of those things?
I think the paper did write another story that seemed to get everything correct. But at that point, TCU was already upset at the previous coverage, which had caused some potential danger to one of their athletes.
Here's what I'll say.
That did not appease TCU.
Here's what I'll say on the initial thought. Like, the consequences to getting a story wrong in 2026 are completely different than getting a story wrong in even 2000, right? Like, we have this kind of mob mentality when, depending on which side you on, as you said, that a story can gain legs, true or false, or true or untrue, and someone could be now put in danger. Like, it used to just be talk, but now we've seen people actually try to act on some of these things. So it's a little bit different ball game. If it's a first-time violation, I don't know that I agree with the credential being provoked. Maybe suspend it, where he's going to get it back or they're going to get it back. But listen, we talk about this on this show often. If you're going to go with one source, you better damn sure make sure it's right, because it used to be two sources and you still had to make sure those were right. Like, they were accurate sources saying the same thing.
The fact that one source could be wrong is why we had to get two when I worked at the LA Times. And
here's the other thing, Chris.
It's hard to get.
Here's the other thing. It's hard to get because even for the person writing the story, if there are conflicting ideas or stories that are happening, the writer itself starts to question, all right, I can't really write if both of these dudes are saying two different things, or both of these ladies or people are saying two different things. It's kind of a self-check. And so I think when you only have one, this is the problem that can happen. You can completely miss something because you don't have that second source. And as a consequence of that, you might have your credential revoked. Now, listen, I think the tough part is that, these schools aren't on the up and up when it comes to being forthright with information. I understand that they're trying to protect the player that ultimately got beat up in this situation.
Or who did the beating up in that sense. Yeah.
From what I read, the young man, the wide receiver, he didn't do well in this one. And that's why the safety ended up being let go. But from what I understand, the safety was a really good player. And you can know how that goes in terms of college football and their fans. And, that's
so
the mob
blaming
mentality.
The guy who got beat up for the safety being released.
Right. And because he started this story, basically. So, it's a tough one. I would like to think that a publication of that kind of, Dallas, as you said, the Star, right? For Fort Worth Star. I'm assuming that that's one of their bigger papers. I would hope that they could get a shot at kind of getting this right without having their credentials. But
now
I certainly can't be mad at TCU for feeling that way.
Okay. So and I don't disagree with you now, having really gone deep through this. But when I first saw this story reported, Tony, all I saw was headlines blaring everywhere. And all the headlines said the same thing. TCU bans football reporter and newspaper because of a story he wrote that they didn't like.
Gosh, that's different to me.
Right? So when we all saw that, everybody said, oh, my God, TCU. Well, hell, we all journalists have to band together. Nobody should cover TCU. And I've seen this.
I saw that sentiment. Yep.
Yeah. So that is why you have to delve into these things. But I also think, and I think this is going to work itself out. I think the guy's going to be on a little bit of a probationary time. And the TCU will meet with the paper and they'll, hopefully they'll sort it out. But it does bring into question some of the larger things that we've talked about. And I am refusing to use our local teams because I don't want to throw it out there. let's just say the Chicago Cub beat writer, whoever he is, the guy who writes for the Tribune. He's been there for 10, 20 years covering the Cubs. And it's open press, it's open media session. Players know it. He knows it. You know it. It's 2:00 in the afternoon, and he walks in, and somehow somebody gets angry. I don't know what happens, but the left-handed pitcher, Matthew Boyd, gets really mad and throws a punch at Daniel Palencia, and he's the reliever, and the two of them scramble, and Palencia fall, and the writer's standing there. He sees this happen. And now he has to write it. Do the Cubs in that case have a way to say, hey, what happens in-house stays in-house?
No. We've already seen this happen, by the way. Rob Dibble and Lou Piniella got into it with cameras and reporters in the room. This, you guys can see, this is on. You'll see it on YouTube. And, of course, they had to write it. They couldn't. Once something happens like that, I don't know too many PR teams that are going to be like, don't write that. Like, there's going to be too many people in there. You can't get everybody to agree. And once one person writes about it, guess what? It's open season at that point. So, yeah, if it's done behind closed doors, okay, maybe. But something like that, yeah, that's getting written about.
All right,
It's
how
getting
about the
filmed.
third? Yeah, right. How about the third one? How about I'm a reporter, I find out something I'm probably not supposed to know. And now I go for confirmation of this to the team. And the team says, well, you're kind of right, but if you write that, we're not going to give you the kind of access you've been getting in the past, or we're not going to let our players talk, whatever it is, to try to get that reporter to basically protect the team they're covering.
I think it depends on what it is, honestly.
Because those things must happen once in a while.
I'm sure they do, but I don't see too many times it not getting, because there's too much independence, I guess, now with journalism in terms of that. Like, you used to have like a beat writer, somebody's covering team. Now there's just so many people who have credentials. It's almost impossible to let something like that slide. You might be able to get to one or two or maybe three, but someone who's in there is not going to get along with that. At least that's the hope. Right?
Well,
I mean,
it is interesting because you, Tony, and everybody else in the media has a certain time of day that you're allowed in the locker room, right?
It's like 50 minutes.
All right. But I just want to let you know that no more than 5, 7, 10 years ago, there was no such thing. The gates opened at 2:00, and the locker room was open till about 5:30.
And reporters were just allowed to
come in.
Well, I don't know. I
did it many times.
I can only speak for the Padres. I don't remember there being access for reporters like all day long.
Well, okay, maybe it started at 3:00, but it was kind of an open.
But it was
session.
more than 50 minutes.
Oh yeah, I sat in there and waited for Ryan Klesko to join me on the couch for a one-on-one interview for more than an hour. Just that, while he went and got some treatment.
How did he feel that you were still there when he got back?
He wasn't getting treatment. He was trying to wait him out, see if he'd leave.
I asked him.
I've heard that's what players say.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you. I asked him nicely if I could had a few minutes. He said yes, but I have treatment. And I said, well, I'll be hanging out. And he goes, okay.
And he was like, please don't be there when I come back.
Lost. I won.
He lost.
It was almost like that time when Eric Hosmer, when I think he was trying to see if we were going to leave because we were at spring training and we were supposed to do an interview with him. And he said he needed to go take a shower, but it took him an hour and we were still there.
I don't know. I just think that the media and the teams, the line is blurring more and more. And we talk about it with ESPN's coverage of the NFL. How legit is the coverage? How much of it is controlled by the NFL? And just the potential improprieties now, because so many different people are in bed with each other, and everybody's trying to present the same. Reporters just, I don't know.
What are you saying?
I'm saying
I think it's been like that. I don't think this is new. I really don't. I think there may be there may be more of it, but this has been going on at least since my dad was playing, for sure. You guys all had tight relationships with certain folks that you allowed you to. I think this has been going on for a while. I think now it's just more in your face.
Thank you, Tony Gwynn Jr. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow.
See you in the draft
Las
room.
Vegas. Our draft.
See you in
next.
about 35 minutes, boys.
That means nothing to any of the listeners, but it means a whole lot to us. See you tomorrow at 2. Bye-bye.